So specifically, if I were to give you evidence that your goals will not be achieved by voting in Donald Trump, would you specifically choose to not vote for Donald Trump?
Well, how would you provide that?
Well,
How would you provide that?
we're assuming that this is true, and I can tell you in a second, like if I particularly want to run down that argument. I'm just asking if there was specific evidence that it is the case that your goals would not be achieved by voting in Donald Trump, would you still vote for him?
Well, yeah, if you had a time machine, you could show me that this is going to lead to the ultimate destruction of society altogether, and not a rude awakening for society to understand that they have to choose the right side of society, the right side of history, and address the harsh truth that we exist in. Yeah, if you could go in a time machine and say, yeah, I don't do that, yeah, but I don't see any other way. I see no other way other than folks to have to face the harsh reality that we are in one of the most racist times in our existence.
Yes, yes, under Donald Trump, right? So, like, the point that I want to address is that you agreed. You agreed that if I could give you evidence, you agreed that if I could give you evidence that Donald Trump would be worse for our society, that you would specifically not vote for Donald Trump, correct?
Yeah, which is impossible for you to provide that level of evidence
No, it's
because we
not.
don't know how this is going to impact society as we move forward.
Do you think
Right now,
democracy is
Parker,
important to reach your goals?
right now, Parker, you have people that are switching the way they think because of Donald Trump. You have young folks that are reevaluating and reimagining a future and what their truth is because you have the opportunity to deconstruct what's happening in this country. If we add another fucking band-aid and another fucking band-aid on shit and don't address what is happening, there is no true healing. Not talking about it suppressing the reality doesn't heal anything. It doesn't work in medicine. It doesn't work psychologically. You can't just go to Jesus and think it's going to help. You can't ignore your broken leg and think it's going to heal. America
what I'm doing,
and
right?
patriot.
Okay, wait, I need to address this real quick. Do you think democracy is important to reach your goals?
I think democracy is important to reach my goals. I think not necessarily democracy, right? But I think that informed citizens making decisions that impact their reality and their truth is important. Whether it's democracy that enables that, or some future, some system that doesn't exist yet, or that we haven't named.
So let me
right?
ask you
I
this
don't think
question.
necessarily democracy is that.
Do you think Donald Trump is creating a culture where people are more likely to inform themselves?
100%.
Okay, and I heavily disagree with this.
Why
The
so?
reason, the reason why I disagree that he creates a culture that informs citizens is because he actively believes and perpetuates conspiracy that relies on absolutely no evidence. Do you want me to give you
But
examples?
does that
Like the
not-
2020
does that-
election being stolen?
does that
like
not-
Tylenol causing autism and during pregnancy?
I agree with all
when
of
literally
this.
studies indicate that there's no association between Tylenol usage and pregnancy and
I agree with
autism,
you.
right? After
I
taking into
agree
account
with you.
genetics and siblings. So the point that I'm saying
I
is that
agree.
he's not creating a culture in which we are more informed. He's actually creating a misinformation crisis. He's creating a public health crisis. He's harming our ability to have legitimate, true dialogue because he's actually not creating a basis for evidence or truth in the positions that he's getting his supporters to uphold. So a vast
I
aspect
think
of our
that's a very-
society is believing in conspiracy and bullshit and things without any evidence, and that does not create a culture specifically in which informs citizens to a greater extent. That creates a culture in which citizens do not decide to inform themselves to a greater extent.
Listen, Parker, I think that's a very fair take on that. I would argue that there's a possibility that because there's so much disinformation, there's so much just grossly negligent things being expressed by our government, by leadership. It is imploring people, it is forcing them to dig deeper. It is forcing folks that have never had or that have never been in a position where they need to understand something from both sides have to dig deeper. It is invoking conversations within families where these ideologies that have been long-standing are having to be confronted, right? It is ripping the Band-Aid off, and it's a very ugly, ugly scar under there. I'm talking about 500 years of ugliness. We have to rip the Band-Aid off. And I know it's going to get It's going to get nasty. All right. And I may die. And I'm okay with that. That's why I don't have children at 34. I understand that in order for us to move the society forward, that we're going to have to address the evil within. And if we keep throwing band-aids on this shit, it's not going to get better. Parker, you're absolutely amazing at what you do. You create a forum for people to truly have to challenge who they are. I didn't vote for Donald Trump because I like this motherfucker. If I could have 3 seconds with him or Netanyahu, I would dismember them. I despise their guts, but I think they are a necessary evil for us to have to look in the fucking mirror. And that's all it is. It's a very interesting perspective, but as a man and as a Native American man with allotment land in Walterboro, South Carolina, who isn't recognized as a Native American by the common people because I'm too dark skinned. But all of my uncles and my great uncles are all on the Dawes rolls, on the census, and I am in fact in the tribe, the Cherokee tribe. I understand that this capitalistic white male dominated heterosexual patriarchy is extremely brilliant in rebranding control and domination. And in order for us to move forward, we have to have some of the ugliest and nastiest conversations possible. And it's right now, I think it's the most imperative and important and beautiful time for us to have it because we're more connected than we've ever been in the history and in recorded history, where we can, Adam Smith's flat world, where we can actually see the Gazans, we can see what's happening to Palestinians right now, which has made me cry fucking countless goddamn nights. We can see what's happening to these people, and it can reinvigorate, it can re-engage our humanity. This is a necessary evil, and I hate that it is, but I'm standing 10 toes down, even understanding that I can lose my life, I can lose my family, and I think it's a worthy cause to stand for. Let them blow it the fuck up so we can finally see who we really are and so we can do some true healing, Parker.
I don't think there is any evidence that we would lead to more true healing if there was like everything blown up. But let me ask you this question. If it were Kamala Harris versus Hitler, who would you vote for?
Well, definitely Kamala.
Okay, wait, why?
I didn't even
be your
understand.
Reasoning in that context? Because wouldn't you want them to like rip the Band-Aid open and expose all of the bad aspects of our society?
So I'm going to be truly honest with you. My level of understanding when it comes to the contextual data of that time is extremely limited. I won't profess being proficient in that whatsoever. For one, I don't speak German, and I've never studied what happened there. I think the extermination of any people in their totality is insidious. It's absolutely insidious. But we don't see this arise until the rise of European empires. We don't see the complete extermination, the chattel slavery, the indefinite slavery of a people. We don't see this perversion of systems that may have existed before, but this gross perversion until the rise of European control on this planet.
Can I address this point? So why would you say that you would vote for Kamala Harris over Hitler, but you wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump? What would be the relevant distinction from your perspective as to why in one scenario you'd vote for Kamala Harris, but in the other scenario you wouldn't?
For one, I understand what Donald Trump is saying at the simplest level. I understand the society far more than I understand what was happening in Germany during that time. I understand the mechanisms that we have.
I'm saying Trump. I'm saying it's Kamala Harris or Hitler right now. Like if Hitler were specifically their time machine brought to now, and he's trying to invoke everything he specifically did historically speaking right now, would you support Kamala Harris or Hitler?
Kamala Harris. I would never
what's the relevant distinction between Hitler and
of
Trump under your view that would say in one scenario that specifically you'd vote for Kamala Harris but not the other one?
The relevant distinction is that I know what Donald Trump is saying. I only know what Hitler did, right? I don't understand what his speeches were. I don't understand the points that he was making. For one, I don't understand German. I don't understand the context of that history. I understand exactly what Trump is doing and saying. I know that there is a concerted effort to split us and to destroy us and the cause fighting, right? And to polarize two different ideologies or different ideologies.
Okay, so what
But
points
divide
of
and
Trump do you
conquer,
understand?
divide
Like
and
that would
conquer
specifically
was.
provide as a distinction.
Could you say that one more time, buddy?
Yeah, like what points do you understand of Trump that would provide a distinction for you?
What points do I understand of Trump well, he's not voting for the extermination of people in incinerators.
Wait, so
He's
do you
not
think
trying to send folks into a concentration camp with the obvious goal to eliminate them from the face of the planet.
Okay, so you're saying that Hitler is worse than Trump. Is that your perspective?
Yeah.
Okay, so Hitler meets this threshold of being so bad insofar as that you would not support him over Kamala Harris, but for some reason Trump doesn't meet that threshold? Because I think that Trump does meet that threshold. He was held civilly liable of sexual abuse. He bragged about walking into changing rooms of naked women while they were changing without their consent. He said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. His big, beautiful bill costs $420,000.
I literally have a T-shirt company with some of his most grotesque quotes on the shirts. I live in a very red Republican MAGA area, and I taunt these motherfuckers every day with the gross shit that he says. Okay? I know who this motherfucker is. What I'm saying is, I don't truly understand Hitler. I don't know what was happening, and I feel that he was worse based on his actions. I've never been interested in studying what he did, translating what his speech is, so I can have a deeper understanding.
I don't mean to cut you off. I think this is important for understanding. So, like, I'm not saying that you have to say that they're equivalent here in order to make this argument. I'm just saying that you acknowledge that Hitler's so bad that he meets this threshold where you wouldn't support him. And I'm just saying I think Trump also meets that threshold. Now, you might not say that they're on the same level of badness. I'm not saying that you have to say that in order to make this argument. I'm saying that they meet the threshold in which we consider them so bad that they should not be supported.
Yeah, and coming from a place where I'm told to go back to a country that I'm from. I'm told to go back to a country wherein I am from. I'm the native on that country. I understand the history of my country. I understand how bad shit got when Obama became president. I understand how it even progressed when Trump became president, and people were emboldened, and how it's gotten progressively worse. I come from the camp of thought that in order for us to truly get better, we have to understand the damage and the pain, and we have to acknowledge reality and truth in history, right? That's why you have things like CRT, right? CRT had to become a thing because we really saw that we were not post-racial. Why? Because Obama became a president and people lost their shit. And then Trump gave them the ability to be who they are again. So
wait, CRT existed prior to Obama. CRT existed prior to Obama. I agree. We have to acknowledge the truth. I just don't think that the way that we do so is by
way before that.
I don't think the way that we get people to acknowledge the truth is by harming them. I think the way that we get people to acknowledge the truth is by having these types of dialogues and conversations. And I think that these conversations need to be more prevalent for people to be able to acknowledge the truth to a greater extent. And social media gives us that capacity. So I'm saying that, like, supporting people like Donald Trump will not get us to acknowledge the truth to a greater extent. But these platforms right here will get us where we have these types of conversations. Because these conversations are very important to have so that people have like a mutual understanding, so that we come together as a society, so that we can actually understand the harms of our society, right? To a degree in which we've never done so in society before.
Question for you, Parker. Your level of engagement post-Trump and before Trump, have you seen it go up significant? Have you seen...
No, I've actually have less. I have less people in my lives right now than I had prior. I'm not trolling. I used to like, I was prior to the election, averaging like around 12 to 18,000 people in my life every single day. That was just on TikTok. That was before I even did YouTube. So there is definitely less. Now, Dean has a lot of people in his life, but that's for various other reasons that don't relate specifically to Donald Trump just becoming elected.
So you feel that people are becoming a bit disengaged and they're like polarizing themselves and they're less open to understanding right now.
Yeah, I do think that people are less likely to come together right now. We're more divided. I think that there's a lot more work for me to do, essentially. But that's why these platforms are so necessary and important, is to bring people together. And I talk to people who are Trump supporters every single day. Every single day. I'm constantly engaging with the other side and seeing from my perspective sort of like where they're moving, like what type of trend. And I have only seen this country become more divided by the things that Donald Trump is doing. Now, when they engage with us live, it brings people in. But without them engaging the live, I've seen where people are, right? Where they are when they're first coming to the live. So although like I acknowledge, like I totally agree with you that we need to acknowledge the truth and that our society is fucked up in so many fucking ways that we need to be able to address and fix. But I don't think the way that we would do that is by, supporting people like Donald Trump that irreparably harm our society. And I do think it's through constant change in the right direction. And I agree that we haven't gone quick enough. And I think that we need to go quicker, but I think that we can utilize social media to make us go quicker. And I think that we already are. Like a lot of people are really starting to use social media to hold politicians accountable to an extent in which we've never seen before, which is very, very good.
Revolutionary. Yeah, it is. I have to be completely honest, Parker. I did lie. There's no way I would vote for that fucking piece of shit. But I wanted to have a very candid conversation about why we do need to have something like this happen. I would give my life right now if I could eliminate everything that's going on evil. I wouldn't think twice about it. If I would give my life in a split second if I could get rid of this guy. If I knew it would change this world, I would I would give it up right now. I would never vote for him. I despise what he's doing to the people of the world, what he's allowing to become common and acceptable, the way he's changing curriculums, the way he's impacting other governments. I am so disturbed and disgusted to be in a country like this. I hate that we even have to have this conversation. And lastly, I apologize that I lied a little bit. I think you're fucking amazing. And please continue to do this amazing work. It was probably the first lie that you've had where it wasn't a complete waste of time, right? I love you so much, Parker. I do have a meeting in 5 minutes because my boss is actually teaming me right now. I love you, Parker. You're fucking amazing. Sorry for lying again. Sorry, chat.
I appreciate you. I do think that there's necessary conversation to a certain extent. I appreciate you very much. I think there's a lot of hurt in this country, and it's not addressed to the extent that it needs to. So I totally understand right where you're coming from in terms of wanting to come up on the live and do that. I get that. It makes sense to me. I don't hold that to you at all. I appreciate you coming up. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Take care, buddy.
You as well. You as well. Let's go on to the next individual, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. Wendy, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Wendy. Can we get some W's for Wendy in the comment section right now? Amy, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Marley, thank you for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go on to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Can you hear me?
Oh, you said, can you hear me as soon as I kicked you? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Bad timing, I guess. Bad timing.
Love what you do.
Oh, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
67.
Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Why'd you kick me?
Oh my gosh, I accidentally added up the same person. That was crazy. That was crazy. How the hell did I even do that, bro?
Hello?
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, I got one major reason why I do, god dang it.
What's your birth year?
2006, May 28th.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump,
Okay, why so?
because he part of an NBA Youngboy.
All right, let's go to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 33.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah,
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
definitely Trump.
Okay, why so?
Well, there's like a multitude of different reasons, but one of them would probably be the way that Kamala brought on stage, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, all those type of people to like perform and make people vote for her. It just seems so like trashy almost.
What do you mean by quote unquote trashy?
Like the songs that they perform and the type of music that they do. Like, why
Yeah.
would they be representing the president of the United States?
Well, I'm confused. I'm confused how you consider that quote unquote trashy.
Well, I mean, would you want a gangster rapper to be our president?
Whoa. What makes you think that Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B's music are quote unquote gangster rap?
No, I'm saying would you want like a let's see here, like a famous porn or a famous corn star? Would you want them to be the president's right hand man?
I wouldn't mind. Like, I'm confused. What's the relevance? As long as they're qualified to be in the position?
No, they're not qualified. Why would Cardi B be qualified to be representing
Cardi B isn't on the administration. Okay, so they're just a celebrity that says that they specifically like them. Right, that's it. Do you have an issue with Hulk Hogan being like one of the people like at the RNC that spoke for Trump? Is he qualified?
That's another thing I wanted to ask you about. When you talk about people who have done crimes or like they have a felony or something like that, you do know that lots of people that are people's like their favorite person on earth, they're a criminal. They've committed crimes in the past. It doesn't matter what someone's done in their past, man. Like, look at Kobe Bryant. You like Kobe Bryant?
So if you say it doesn't matter what they've done in their past, it absolutely does. If someone's a pedophile, would you say that? Would you be okay with them being your kid's teacher?
Was convicted of rape.
What's up?
I said Kobe Bryant was convicted of rape, but people love him.
Can you answer my question?
Mike Tyson was convicted of rape. People love him.
Bro, can you answer my question?
What's your question?
If someone was a pedophile, would you be okay with them being a teacher for your kid?
It's the same thing as being a rapist.
So I'm asking, would you be okay with them being a teacher for your kid?
Would you be okay with Mike Tyson teaching your son how to box?
Can you answer this question at all? Is it possible? Is it possible for you to answer my question?
Let's see. Wait, well, can you say it one more time?
Would you let a pedophile be the teacher for your kid?
I think that's happened to multiple children. How are we to know what they like? There's been pedophiles that have been teachers all across the country.
I'm sorry, are you justifying pedophiles being teachers right now?
I'm saying that we have lots of pedophile teachers in this country at this very moment.
So would you be okay with a pedophile teaching your kid?
No.
No. Okay. So then it does matter what they've done in the past, right?
But would I be okay with him chopping my beef at the beef store? Sure.
Dude, are you trolling? Like, what are you saying?
You're talking,
what did that even
you're talking
mean?
about babysitting children versus running a country.
dude, I was saying, like, you said that past doesn't matter at all, right? But I just gave you an example where past clearly mattered. I'll give you another one. Would you vote for a candidate that said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years?
That would make her 20.
But he said it to them when they were a 5th grader. And even then, that would be crazy. Even at 20, like, I'm sorry, if you're like a 60-year-old, right, going after 20-year-olds, that's definitely gross.
What about 20-year-olds that go after 60-year-olds?
What? Why would you? Now, it's not going to be bad on the behalf of this of the person who's younger. It would be bad on behalf of the person in which is the older one in the power dynamic.
Yeah, because she just wants the money and the lifestyle.
What are you saying, bro?
Have you ever met a 20-year-old?
What do you mean money and lifestyle? It was a 10-year-old girl walking up a fucking escalator. What do you mean this girl wants the money and lifestyle? What are you talking about? It was a 10-year-old girl walking up the escalator.
We were talking about a 20-year-old that goes after a 60-year-old.
Dude, no, you brought that up. You just randomly brought that up. Okay?
And what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I've already given you my response. Can you respond to what I'm saying?
Oh, I said the girl would be 20.
Yeah, but they're a 10-year-old right now. So I have a question. If that was your 10-year-old daughter, would you be okay with it? Because, quote-unquote, she'll be 20?
No, but some parents might.
Would you be okay with that?
I wouldn't.
Okay. Now, the parents were definitely not. You can't say that they were okay. That's fucking ridiculous. Also, being like, oh, well, the parents might be okay with you sexualizing their little kid is not a response to why that should be, like, quote unquote, allowed, or that's okay, that makes it okay or anything. That's fucking nuts. That is horrible. That is disgusting. That's abhorrent. And the fact that you can't immediately realize that if Donald Trump did that, that's something that you shouldn't support him over is definitely an issue. It's not just that. It's him bragging about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent. Whereas an 18-year-old came out and said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms when Donald Trump would barge in. It's the fact that he said he would date his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter, that he had sex in common with his daughter when she said real estate and golf. Yeah, to Howard Stern calling his daughter a piece of ass and calling his daughter voluptuous, said that she's quote-unquote always been voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive. So he thinks that his daughter has quote-unquote always been curvy and sexually attractive. That's fucking crazy.
Well, first I thought that drilling a hole in the wall as boys and like looking through, I thought that was a joke. You know, you see it in all the movies and the cartoons, and you just drill a little hole, and then there's a steamy room full of, you know. Is that not a joke?
Let's just go on to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It will help get it out to more people, everybody. Yo, what's up, how old are you? Yo, what's up, how old are you? They're definitely driving. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed here on the TikTok screen, everybody. If you're on YouTube, again, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen, everybody. Sean, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $3. Thank you. Najia, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Najia. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate the $15. Thank you very much. Alrighty, let's go on to the next individual real quick, everyone. Amy, thank you for the $5. Thank you. As well as Wendy, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. What's your birth year?
2007.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay, why so?
Because I've seen supporters of Kamala Harris and I've seen supporters of Donald Trump, and I side with Donald Trump supporters.
Why?
Because purely of how they act, and yeah.
Okay, what about the way they act?
They're better people, and they're sensible.
And what?
Some of them are definitely dumb, like extremist Trump supporters.
No, what makes you think they're quote unquote better people?
Because I've met many Kamala Harris supporters,
Kamala.
and I don't even want to like I have a conversation with them, and I feel like I'm so smart. I don't know.
So you said that they're better people, and then now you're talking about how smart they are. So is it that they're rude or mean, or is it that you think that they're quote unquote not intelligent?
I think the way they think is not on board with how I think. So
you just disagree with
therefore-
them. So that doesn't make you better just because you disagree with someone. That makes no sense.
True.
Okay, if we disagree on who the GOAT is in basketball, that doesn't make you better than me. Like, that's ridiculous.
True, that is true. But a lot of things that you do, if I completely disagree with and I think that are like bad or things I don't want to see, like, don't you think I should have the right to not like that person and vote for who I want?
Well, we can go over the things specifically that you believe. I mean, you wouldn't look at specifically KKK members that voted for Donald Trump and then categorize all Trump supporters as KKK members, right?
Yeah, absolutely not.
So then why do you specifically meet a few Harris supporters and then categorize all Harris supporters under that bubble?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much of a double standard, right? That you
Yeah.
only apply to Harris supporters. So tell me why you support Trump that doesn't rely on that double standard.
I support him because his TikTok edits
Troll.
and also
Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Let's go on to the next individual. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen, everybody. Let's go to the next person. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
36.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Let me get out of my game. I'm so sorry.
You said you're 36?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
I'm 89.
Oh, okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Trump. And I'm sorry. I'm getting an echo, or is it me?
That might be on your end. So if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump, you said you'd vote for Donald Trump. Why is that?
I feel like we're heading in a good direction.
Okay. And what tells you that?
I feel like things are getting easier for me as an American.
Okay. In what way?
Like, I'm finding jobs. Well, not jobs, because I've had my job for about 3 years now. But,
So you got your job under the Biden-Harris administration? Okay.
of course. Yes, of course. Like, I'm not going to dismiss the good things that I've gotten from the Democratic Party. So I'm not going to do that. But it's easier. Like, I've my pay increase was better this year.
What does that have to do with Trump?
Well, I feel like because of the things that he's doing, it's, changing the economy. It's making it easier for Americans to progress.
In what ways did he change the economy that made it better off for you?
That I'm not too sure because I'm not that educated. But
Okay, well then wouldn't that be a really big issue as to why you can't apply any actual responsibility on behalf of Trump? Like, you can't say, "Oh yes, he's so amazing, he did this," but then I don't know how he did it. Right? Like,
for sure,
what he did
I
that
get
caused
what you're
that.
saying, but that's why I'm saying, like, just as a somewhat uneducated American on politics and so forth, I do still support him just because things have gotten better. I do get the where you'll say, like, just because ice cream or whatever was good this year, it doesn't mean that you got the girlfriend or whatever.
Correlation doesn't equal causation, right? So just because there's higher ice cream consumption during the summertime and there's higher rates of violent crime does not mean that higher ice cream consumption causes violent crime, right? Now,
Yes.
if you want to,
Just to the guests who are calling me uneducated, y'all are absolutely right. I am an American.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily like a good thing specifically that you'd be uneducated in politics, because it affects the rest of everyone else in society as a whole. And it's a choice that you can make to involve yourself or to not involve yourself in terms of politics. And I think people should take the choice to involve themselves, as being educated about politics, right, not only benefits your life, will benefit your children's life and benefit the children that come after them, but it will also benefit everyone else in society as a whole, right? If you actually look into it.
And see, I guess that's where I'm having the issue, because as an American, so if my life has gotten easier, I'm being able to support my family, do better for myself, my kids will be in a better position to continue to do well.
Well, I just want to let you know, Trump's put you in a worse position, and I can tell you exactly how, right? Because it is the case that real GDP growth has gone down, meaning GDP growth minus inflation has gone down, right, under the Trump administration in terms of how much, right, it's going up. Right, it would have gone up at a higher rate if Kamala Harris were in office. The jobs report was so bad that Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, claiming that the information was politically biased, right? And then he put someone else in, and they indicated even less jobs for the next month. So our jobs report was so bad.
So I get that, but again, that's making it easier for like me, who already has a job as an American. So I think it's essentially making it.
It gives you less bargaining power. If the labor market is doing worse off, then it is the case that you have less bargaining power with your employer to advocate for higher wages.
But see, that's where I get what you're saying, but I guess as far as like real world application wise, like how was I able to argue for a higher pay rate?
Well, that must have been like specific to your particular company. I'm just saying in general, for people who are in your position, right, it puts you in a worse bargaining position. And it could have been expectations based, like they expected it to be really, really good. But now next year, you're not going to get that pay raise, because it is the case that it's doing really badly.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
like
I
if
guess
your company can't afford it, the company's not doing as well, the economy is doing significantly worse. How are they going to give you a pay raise?
Well, I technically work in like healthcare, so my company is German based. So I guess if they're doing better, I'm gonna get a raise.
Okay, so and isn't that like a universal healthcare system?
Mm-hmm.
And do you support a universal healthcare system, or do you support Trump's concepts of a plan?
I support the concepts of the plan, because with the uncertainty, it allows better bargaining power, I feel. Like he has a method to his madness.
What better bargaining power do we get by not having access to healthcare?
Well, I think those of us who will be able to afford it, aka I'm in a better buying and purchasing position.
Oh, so rich people. So rich people will be better off.
Well, that or a high.
Also, by the way, are you trolling? Your reposts are pro Kamala.
I tried, man.
All right, let's go on to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
25.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Definitely Trump.
Okay. Why so?
I mean, the alternative was not, something that I would have voted. I would say Kamala, just female version of Biden.
Well, I have a question. What state do you live in?
Louisiana.
What time is it?
12.
It's 12?
12:01.
Can you name 3 cities in Louisiana?
Lafayette. What does that matter?
Because it sounds like you're not actually in the U.S.
Bro, I actually voted for Trump. What you mean? Like you want like
outside of the U.S.? Outside of the U.S.?
No, inside the U.S.
Really? So can you name 3 cities in Louisiana?
I voted for Biden in 2020. Then I voted for Trump.
Go ahead, name 3 cities in Louisiana.
I told you, I live in Lafayette.
Is there any other cities you can mention?
Yes, New Orleans.
Keep going. He's looking it up. Okay. All right. We're going to go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Okay. Yeah. So, and if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who'd you rather vote for?
I think I'd still rather vote for Republicans.
Okay. Why so?
I just think they align more so with my values and my beliefs.
Okay. So you think they align more with your values and beliefs? In what way?
Yes, sir. I would say I'm just more traditional, more on the conservative side, more religious. So I think that I wouldn't say that I agree 100% with everything that they do, but because I don't think either side's perfect. I think that's the messed up part. We only have two parties to choose from, so not one party is gonna be 100% of everything that we want, but based off of what I want, I think I'm just more of a traditional type of guy, and I think they just kind of align more so with that.
What does that mean?
Just traditional guy. I don't know.
In what way?
I guess like for example, like I'm the breadwinner of the household. My wife does not work, and because I think that's my job and my responsibility as a man to provide for her and for our future kids. And also, I'm a Christian, so.
So you think we'll be better off to provide for your children?
Say that one more time.
You think under Trump's administration you'll be better off to provide for your children?
I think, if I'm being honest, I think it doesn't matter who is in office. I think I got to provide no matter what. So if Kamala was in office, my wife would still be retired just because I would put in the work regardless. And I think
can she work if she wants?
Can she? Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So in terms of this, right? Explain exactly how Donald Trump's administration will lead to you being better off economically speaking.
Like I mentioned before, I don't think it matters who's in office because I think I'm just going to put in the work, whatever work I need to put in, I'm going to put it in regardless, whether it's Kamala, whether it's future Democrats in office, future Republicans. I don't think it's relevant. I think, if I'm being honest with you, I think Democrats are more so focused on, and I'm willing to be wrong, right? If you want to educate, but I'm thinking that Democrats are more so focused on giving out freebies and handouts, and I think that hurts people more so, right? That because they'd rather live with the freebie versus actually putting in some kind of effort, some kind of work to improve their own lives, right? And I think Republicans, for the most part, right, or for a majority, they're more so focused on, hey, you got to do whatever you got to do, and you got to focus on taking care of the things you got to take care of. So whether that's working more hours, more jobs, or better equipping yourself, whatever the case may be, I just think the conservative side kind of feeds more towards that. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, so you're saying that Republican Party says essentially pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We're not going to give you any freebies or handouts. And the Democratic Party is just giving people quote unquote freebies and handouts. And they're saying that, everyone should just stay in the position they are. Is that your position?
I mean, sure, for the most part, not 100%. I'm pretty sure there's some Democrats out there that are hard workers and entrepreneurs and things like that. But yeah.
The only hard workers are not entrepreneurs. That's a ridiculous standpoint for you to say. Secondly, as it relates to this, you can have an idea that people should be able to, or you want them to be able to get into a position where they can take care of themselves, while also simultaneously acknowledging that a social safety net is important for them to be able to do that. It increases social mobility.
You got to also agree that there's a lot of people that just kind of live off of that.
Say there's 1-2 people that in our society do so, right? It's still overall better for social mobility for it to be in place rather than not being in place.
I agree. I can agree with you on that.
If you want better social mobility, if you want people to be able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps to a greater extent, well, then you will support these social programs.
Yeah, I agree. But I think there has to be some kind of limitations on hey, if you're going to get food stamps or if you're going to get Section 8, if you're going to get whatever, right? There has to be some kind of hey, you have some kind of deadline to where you need to fix your situation because overall it's just better for you. And one standpoint that I make
that already does exist, but
no, it doesn't.
It does.
Okay.
Okay, but
a question for you, Mr. Parker. For you, do you feel like do you ever feel like your dislike of the Republican Party ever just kind of, like, do you feel like the Democrats are 100% right in everything?
No.
Okay. So what would you say is the solution then?
For what? It's context specific.
Just kind of fixing the political landscape in a sense, right? Where we only have two parties to vote from.
Well, step one should be get MAGA ideology out of the political sphere. I think it's incredibly hateful and divisive, and I think it pulls our country away from each other and not pulling it together.
I can agree with that. There are some people that are very extreme on the MAGA side, and that's why I said I support more so Republicans versus Trump, right? But as I mentioned before, it's kind of just more so what I'm with. But I still think we would be better off on the Republican side.
So say Kamala Harris and Donald Trump swapped parties without swapping policies, character, or anything about themselves at all. Who would you vote
support
for?
her,
Kamala Harris as a Republican or Donald Trump as a Democrat?
If they didn't swap anything, like essentially if Kamala's doing all the same things that Trump's doing, it's just Kamala.
No.
Oh, my bad. Maybe I misunderstood.
No, it's literally just the party affiliation next to their name changes.
No, I think if I'm understanding you, sorry if I'm not.
Yeah, Kamala Harris becomes a Republican, Donald Trump becomes a Democrat, and their ideologies stay the same. Donald Trump is still MAGA, Kamala Harris is still against Donald Trump and MAGA and is still a liberal, right? So they just switch the party affiliation next to their name. Would you rather vote for Kamala Harris, the Republican, or Donald Trump, the Democrat?
I would vote for Donald Trump, the Democrat.
Okay, so it's not party affiliation. It's the specific policy or ideology that they believe in. So then what specifically would you say in terms of party policy and ideology does Donald Trump support that gets you to support him over Kamala Harris?
I don't know if I have an exact answer for that. I think my main answer, maybe I can educate myself more, but I think my main answer is just the fact that I'm just more of a conservative person.
But like in what ways? Because like I think that like if you're a conservative person, if you care about traditional norms and values, if you're a Christian, well, shouldn't you be against Donald Trump cheating on every single one of his wives, being held civilly liable for sexual abuse, bragging about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they were changing without their consent, where an 18-year-old came out, so there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms?
This is where you think you're going to get me, but like I mentioned before, I support the Republican Party, not necessarily Trump.
Wait, so
Trump is just the face of it.
But when Kamala Harris was a Republican, you wouldn't support her. So it's actually ideology that you vote based on, not the party.
Okay, sure. Then we'll go with that. But the fact that you were bringing up these facts about Trump that, like I mentioned before, like, yeah, I think he's done some very bad things. And I think some people that are very blinded, especially on the MAGA side, they're very blinded in terms of him overall, right? But I could also argue the same fact where it's like some people are so against Trump that anything that he does, they just immediately assume it as bad per se. If that makes sense.
Sure, there's some people that view it that way, but obviously I critically analyze it, right? And I'm giving you a reason why I consider it bad in every scenario.
In that specific situation that you mentioned, no, I do not support that. I think that there could be a better Republican to take his spot, but that's just who the majority of the country voted for. So that's what the majority of people want.
The country didn't vote for him, but sure, yeah, I get your point that he won the popular vote, and it is the case that even so, like,
would winning the popular vote not be the majority?
No, it wouldn't, because he didn't even win a majority of the people that voted. All right, think about it. There's 350 million people in this country. 77 million voted for Donald Trump. That's nowhere near 50%. If you take into account like the overall population, that's less than a fourth of the population.
Okay. Makes sense.
So
what do you feel like sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You're fine.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I wasn't going to make any point. I was just going to move us to the next point.
Well, go ahead to the next point.
No, go ahead. Make your point, and then we can go on.
I was going to say, I think for you, like, what are your thoughts on the Charlie Kirk situation and kind of how that was handled?
I would
Without
prefer
going too
not.
crazy.
I would prefer not to go over that. I was 30 to 40 feet away when it happened, so I would prefer not to go over that and talk about that on live.
Sorry about that, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, would you like to go through like why you support Trump then, or any further? Or is there nothing else you would
Sure.
bring up?
I would, if I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not the most educated person in terms of policies and stuff like that, but we can go over it.
Okay. Essentially, I'm just like, why do you lean towards the Republicans? Why do you lean towards Trump? Because it seems to me like Trump is worse, right? If you're Christian, he's not very Christian. He's not upholding Christian values.
I think the Republican Party as a whole is more Christian. That's what I believe.
In what way?
So, like, just in the things that they do, I feel like anytime, for most parts, anytime I see something where it's about Republicans or the way they handle things, it's more about prayer. It's more about just peace. It's more about those kind of things. For I would say over 50% of the things that I've seen, and I think Democrats are. I wouldn't say that they're anti-religion. I think they're more so for freedom in terms of like religion, which I think is fine. Like, you know, I don't care really what religion you go for, but my religion is Christianity, and so that's the religion that I'm gonna, you know, pull for and that I'm gonna vote for, you know, and
yeah. So Kamala Harris is a Christian. Democrats pray. They just don't They just don't only pray, right? They actually come up with actionable solutions. Republicans just say thoughts and prayers.
I mean, sure. Maybe the ones you focus on, but I'm just kind of more so talking about the people that I hang with and our own
like gun
political
control. Like, for example, like what gun control legislation are Republicans advocating for? They just say thoughts and prayers.
I mean, sure, but if you want to get into the whole gun control thing, I think, and I feel like I have the liberty to say this because, you know, I'm Mexican and my parents, they came from Mexico, and, you know, before you or anybody says it, sure, I vote for Republicans, but I could also be towards, you know, better, you know, border, like allowing people to legally come here easier and things like that. I'm kind of against ICE in a sense because, my parents got here like that, but that's besides the point. Like, for example, in Mexico, when we visit, the people are not allowed to have guns. Like, it is highly restricted on them having guns, right? So if I go to my dad's family side, they're not allowed to have guns. So the only people that do have guns are the cartel, which can make it a very dangerous situation for the people living there, where they feel like they're living in constant fear. And so I think that people like me and you being able to have guns, right? I think that's better because of what I've seen and what I've experienced in Mexico when I've gone to visit.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
If you want the cartel to have less access to money and guns, well, then let's get rid of as much supply of guns as we have, because the supply of guns reduces the price of them and increases the access. And two, let's end the drug war and let's make the legal process go significantly quicker, which would defund them so that they can't do human trafficking or drug trafficking, right, at all relating to the context of the border, because it is the case that we got rid of the drug war, and because we've made our legal processes for immigration go significantly quicker, where everyone who hasn't committed a violent crime or bad crime will just go through said legal process because it's so quick, rather than going through a process undocumented.
Say that last part one more time. Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, so that people will be incentivized to go through said legal process rather than going through the process undocumented, right, or by utilizing the cartel, right?
Okay.
So
are you asking me a question, or?
No, that's like my point is that
Okay.
like seemingly like if we address it from this standpoint, right, that would be better for specifically addressing the power that the cartel has, right? And then we can also do gun control legislation. Gun control legislation in the United States would also just affect it in the United States. I mean, I don't think that would affect people's access to guns in Mexico, right? In terms of like legal access.
I wasn't necessarily saying that, but okay. I was more so giving an example of what I have experienced firsthand when visiting family in Mexico, and why I am kind of for people having guns here in the U.S.
So it's like a self-defense. Well,
Yeah,
under
like
the
a
context
self-defense.
of the law, it's really only classified as a pistol for self-defense, right? Like, I mean, anything more than that isn't necessarily classified under the law to be necessary for self-defense.
Okay, but sure. Okay, maybe I understand what you're saying there, but I also say that, like, as a guy, right? I also like to do cool stuff, and I would like to have an AR just to go shoot it in a ranch that we have, just cause, and go mudding and hunting and all those things like that. All right, so I'm also for those reasons. Now, I think what you or maybe other people can sometimes do is you guys pick, because like in every group there's an extreme, right? There's extreme Republicans and there's extreme Democrats, and I think what you guys do a lot, you debaters, is you guys pick the extremes of each group, and you use that as your main point to try to justify your point. But the extreme is not the whole, right? Like you can look at me, you know, I'm a Hispanic. My parents came from Mexico. They're legal now, and you can look at me and say, hey, he goes for Trump, he goes for Republicans, he's a traitor. But it's not the case. It's like you're looking at, you're trying to pin me as like one of the extreme people that are going to rallies, and some of them are very racist, right? Some of them are very hateful, right? But we can also do the flip side of the Democrats in terms of their extremeness, where it's like, for example, right? And obviously I'm Hispanic, but like from what I read online, and if I'm wrong, Mr. Parker, you can correct me. California was not allowing, what was it? It was, they were not needing proof of ID for people to vote. And I think what that'll allow is people that shouldn't vote.
I live in California. That's just not true.
Okay, well, that's what I've seen that somewhere. So
You have to have some identification to vote in California.
Okay, maybe I got my information wrong, so I apologize for that.
That's fine. Don't worry. So there's a few things. I don't think that you need an AR to have fun. So like I do think that like the negative impacts that ARs have within our society, especially in the context of school shootings, would definitely outweigh the positive impacts in terms of people wanting to just have fun and like hunt.
Can I make a point on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So let's say people get rid of them. Do you not think that those individuals that did the school shootings, do you not think that they would be able to get them in a different way? Like they would still have them.
Like, for example, the shooter in Uvalde waited till they could get it legally. They waited till the day they were legal to get it. Okay, so like, I mean, there were plenty of circumstances where it would limit this from happening, right? So
sure,
it wouldn't limit every single
circumstance. Do you think a person
but it would be
with that kind of
less. It reduces. So if you reduce the gun supply in the United States and you make it illegal for people to get access to certain guns, it causes the guns on the black market to be significantly more expensive, reducing people's access to it. Mm-hmm. So inevitably, it's meant to reduce access. Now, we can't 100% and totally get rid of it in that sort of sense, but you can absolutely minimize it, which will absolutely reduce the amount of school shootings that occurs. Okay,
so based off what you're saying, if we limit guns, it's going to make them more expensive, is what you're saying.
Yes, on the black market. It will make those guns more expensive. I'm not saying limit every gun. I'm just saying like these common sense gun reforms, right?
Yes,
like
sir.
Whereas specifically like the AR is like the weapon of choice for school unalivers, right?
Yeah.
So like that's what I want to address. I want to end the crisis in our schools. Right, I don't want my child to have to grow up in a culture where we're taught lockdowns and have to be scared of that every single time they go to school. I don't want my girlfriend, right, who's working at a school, right, specifically to be scared of someone coming in and harming her in that school and any of the kids that are there. Right, I want her to be in a safe space, right, specifically in the context of a school system. Right, I care about our teachers, I care about our students, and I don't want our society to be in such a horrible way.
Okay. I got 2 points on that, and maybe this first one's a horrible analogy, but would you say that if across the country, if weed became illegal across the country, do you think...
Oh, you can't say that on the live. I have to go on to the next person. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You could say M drug or W drug if you wanted to say that. I like W drug. That one's actually funnier. That one's funnier. But yeah, Yeah, we can't say that because it will restrict the push of the stream. So I have to go on to the next person. That's so messed up. Like, TikTok needs to stop that. Like, the fact that people can't say that is ridiculous for it limiting the push of the stream. That's kind of nuts, right? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, Parker.
Tree, thank you so much for the $20 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously, though, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Tree. As well as Chapsis, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, wait, can you hear?
How old are you?
I'm 18. Can you hear me?
What's your birth year?
2006. Do I sound young?
What month?
December. I'm gonna be 19 this year.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
I would vote for Trump. Should I do my reasons? Sorry, is it like, can you hear me? I feel like it's like weird audio.
Yeah, the audio is really bad, and also, like, you do sound young. A lot of the people in the chat think you're a fetus. I'm not quite sure. By fetus, I mean like you're underage. So I'm actually not quite sure. I might be wrong with that, and I do really apologize if I am. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, Barker.
Yeah, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 56 years old, man.
Are you driving?
I'm pulling over right now. I'm parking.
I'm so sorry. You got to come up on the TikTok stream when you're not driving. Even if you're pulling over right now, I have to still, even in that circumstance, like, I can't have you on the live, essentially. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Because TikTok TOS.
I am 42.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do not. I used to, but
I appreciate you very much. I am just looking for some debates. Thank you very much for coming up. I appreciate you very much. Let's go on to the next person here real quick. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
26.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
If you could go back in time, would you either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Donald Trump.
Okay. Alrighty. Why so?
Yeah, I think he campaigned on many things, but one of the big things was how harsh he was going to be on China. I actually disagree with China's practices. They do a lot of things. Actually, no. Why?
You sound very familiar.
No, we haven't talked before.
Okay.
Yeah. So the problem is that he campaigned on being very harsh on China. I think that China is very bad for America. Do you agree or disagree?
I've totally talked to you before. Get off my stream, bro. What are you talking about? Liar. What a liar. Totally talked to that guy before. Soulstorm, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you so much. Noah, thank you for the $2. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Julie, thank you for the $5. Soulstorm, again, thank you for the $1. Lokedan, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you. Jazz, thank you for the $5. Again, thank you for the $5. Jazz, again, thank you so much. Soulstorm, again, thank you for the $2. Cece, thank you so much for the $10. And Tim, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Alrighty, everyone, let me go on to the next person. Alrighty, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. I'm at 125 right now. All right. Dean said he might join up later and co-host for a little bit until we hit around 4 hours for today, everyone. We're going to go for 4 hours on this live today. So if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Fuck you.
How old are you?
I'm 49.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I support Donald Trump because he's saving America's life. He's saving our asses, so fuck you.
Okay, what's wrong with me, man?
You're anti-Trump and Trump's saving America's life.
Oh, okay, so like, do you hate everyone that is against Trump?
Yes, I do.
Do you have any family members
We're
that are
all
against Trump?
So we have a right to agree to disagree, but Trump's saving America's life. We all got to consider that.
Okay, I have a question. Do you have any family members that are anti-Trump?
No.
No? Do you have any friends that are anti-Trump?
One, I call him Fish.
Do you hate him?
Do I hate him? Actually, I kind of do, because he's against me and he's against Trump and he's against everything about me, kind of like. So there you go.
Okay, so then why are you friends with him if you hate him?
Because I'm a Christian and Trump supports Christianity, and he says you should be friends with Christ says you should be friends with even your enemies.
Yeah, so then why would you hate us? Aren't you called by Jesus to love us?
Jesus is my Lord and Trump is my Savior. That's all I say.
What? You're totally trolling. You're totally trolling. You said Trump is your savior?
I said Jesus is my Lord and Trump's the savior of my nation.
Okay. Isn't that kind of blasphemy to say that he's your savior? He got a flag for some reason. I don't know what he got the flag for, but we're going to go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. That was a kind of diabolical chat. Trump is your savior? Okay. Wait, am I right? That's blasphemy, right? I'm pretty sure that is. Saying that Trump is your savior. I'm pretty sure that was blasphemy. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
29.
Do you support Donald Trump?
To be honest, I was just listening to a clip of Kamala talking. It seems like a lot of stuff Kamala said has been coming true.
Oh, based Kamala. Based Kamala. Can we get some W Kamala in the comment section right there? Harley, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. It does that sometimes. It's a glitch on TikTok. It will randomly say paid partnership on TikTok for live streams. I promise you, I didn't click anything. There's no paid partnership for this live stream. I don't know why it does that. Like, it's literally a glitch that's existed on TikTok for a while. I don't know why. Bro, there are people that actually think that I'm paid by the DNC because of that too. That's kind of funny. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Okay, I'm 18. You please do not kick me off this time. I promise I'm 18. I'm sorry if I sound young, but I'm literally 18 in college. Like.
Okay, all right. I'll trust you. Why do you support Donald Trump?
So for me, it's just like his values. Like I think like, of course, like Christian. That's the main thing. But then also, like, I will say Second Amendment and pro-military. Like, I just think that also the economy for sure. Like, I've just kind of seen, obviously for me, it's like I'm not, paying, like, mortgages or anything. But I've just seen for my parents, like, definitely better off, like, under his economy than, like, in, his 2016. And then definitely better than, Biden, and just
okay.
I don't know.
So in what way is the economy better?
Well, I think like I'm just saying for them, like what I've seen, like they just in terms of gas prices and like I know there's a lot of things you guys will say like oh that it wasn't necessarily Biden, that it wasn't his fault. I think that a lot of times that comes up, but I think just in terms of that and like grocery prices, just stuff like that.
Gas prices and grocery prices have gone up since Trump got in office, and it going up under the Biden-Harris administration was actually specifically related to global inflation. It happened all around the world due to supply chain issues relating to the pandemic. So if we don't blame Trump for the 14.8% unemployment, the most since the Great Depression that happened under his administration, because that was related to COVID, how could we blame the Biden-Harris administration for inflation, right, given that was because of COVID?
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying it's previous term, but I think another thing, like, I want to say is, like, I think a lot of people say, if you're like a Christian, how can you like support him because like, you know, he's whatever goes against values. And like for me, I think it's like I don't look like I'm not looking at him and being like, oh, he did this, so he's like less. Like I think for me, even looking at Biden, like he's like claims like he's Catholic, right? But like I'm Catholic, and I'm not just gonna vote for him just because he's like Catholic. So I think it's like I'm not looking at their like religion and being like, oh, because obviously he's gonna do things that are not like he is like human.
Essentially, we're asking you is like Trump's big beautiful bill cuts 420,000 children off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month, right? According to the Congressional Budget Office. Is that in alignment with your Christian values? When I grew up and I was in church twice a week, right. You know, if you would have told me that I would support a candidate that specifically thought that, I would be like, nope, I'm not going to do that because that's antithetical to my belief system. I think all children should be fed in schools.
Right, but I think the issue is like when we're talking about the parties too, it's like clearly like the Republican Party is more like they actually are more rooted in like those values, like for sure. So I think it's
like in which way?
Obviously, I mean when it comes to like family values, like obviously that's like I feel like hands down, like I don't feel like, and also when it comes to abortion,
family.
like,
so you think Trump is upholding family values to a greater extent?
Yeah, well, see, I'm not talking about even him though. I'm saying the party, like, but also when it comes to abortion, like that's like also one of the main things. Like, I'm not going to support a party that like is okay with that.
Okay. So. If you allow abortions to occur, then do you think you're doing something wrong?
What do you mean? If who?
Yeah, if you make abortion legal, would that be wrong? Or if you allow for abortion to be legal, would that be wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so Trump leaving it up to the states is allowing for it to be legal. Therefore, he's doing something wrong, right?
Okay, yeah, and that is one thing that I don't
like. That's pretty wrong, right?
I'm more. Yeah, that is wrong. That's what I'm saying. I would say he's too lenient with it. Like, I'm not saying that in every single way. Like, I am like just fully supporting him, but like compared to the other options, like he's just clearly for me. Like that's just what I would align with.
Okay. So you're saying that you align with them more, right? But it is the case that the same conditions for having legal access to abortion still exist, right? There still is legal access to abortion. Now, I think it's restricting people's access to abortion, even though it's specifically led to an increase, right, in abortions, and it specifically increased maternal mortality.
I'm sorry. Wait, what? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, since Roe versus Wade has been overturned, we have seen an increase in abortions and an increase in maternal mortality.
Okay, I don't really know what the. I mean, I just
so
think
it's not reducing abortions from occurring. So why do you think that bringing up abortion is going to make it better off when it is the case that abortions have increased since Trump got in office? Or I mean, not since Trump got in office, not only since Trump got in office, but since Roe versus Wade was overturned. Okay, removed for community guidelines. Okay, she was probably lying or something. Please, if you're underage, do not fucking lie to me. Please, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. And also try to make me feel bad for like literally like knowing that they were that old. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 23.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do. I wanted to come on here because I saw you. I think you were talking to a guy about gun control. And how you think, which, you know, I don't want to get into an argument with you. We're all entitled to our own views. And I think it's very important that we stay respectful to one of each other. And I also think that, you know, I think it goes deeper than the parties. You know, I think if we're supporting red and blue, then we're also a part of the problem. But I know that's what you're talking about, so that's what we can stick to. Anyway, gun control. So you want to get rid of all guns, right?
No, I never said that.
You said you want more gun control, a limited access to it, correct?
Yeah. Common sense
Okay.
gun control.
Right. Okay. I get the point. I totally I agree. However, I think it's a little crazy saying that we're going to limit access. I think it kind of goes to the same thing when it comes to drugs. Drugs are illegal. People are still going to do them.
It reduces the
I
likelihood
don't
of
know.
people getting access to those certain guns. So it's going to reduce how many children die in school shootings. I think that would be a great thing.
Right, and I
If we
see
get
your
rid of
point,
ARs.
but don't you think if those people, and it's a horrible thing, don't get me wrong, but don't you think if someone truly wanted to do that, they would find a way around it? Just like if someone wants to go shoot heroin, they're going to find a way to get it.
Well, you can't say that on the live. I have to kick you now because it's TikTok TOS. But again, like I brought up earlier, the Uvalde shooter waited until the day in which they legally could get access to it. There are plenty of scenarios where they have to wait until the context in which they're legally able to get access to it. And even if you decrease access to it, specifically through the context of gun control legislation, it reduces access on the black market because it reduces supply, therefore increasing the price. So it makes it harder to get. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
28.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
For sure. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
For sure. So just letting everyone know, you can't say any DRUG names. Just letting everyone know. You can't do that. That's why I had to kick off the last. Have you been on my live, Julian?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Alrighty. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria. I wish I could have continued that conversation with the last person. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I am 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
What's your birth year?
October 7th.
What month?
Sorry.
Or what year? Sorry.
January 6th, 2007. Sorry. I messed up. Sorry, that was messed up. My fault.
Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who'd you rather vote for?
Trump.
And what's your birth year?
2007. March
What month?
27. March 27.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Well, because he is, I don't think he's done anything wrong. And I think you can't fix a country in one day. So I think in these 4 years, at the end, our country will be fixed. You know what I mean?
Okay, by him doing what?
Him fixing the economy step by step, even if that tanks the economy right now, you can't fix the economy in one day. So
I'm pretty sure it's a repeat guest. There are people on YouTube and both TikTok that said that. Alrighty, let's go on to the next individual real quick, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, you hear me? 28.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
What's your birth year?
1997.
And if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Well, I just couldn't vote for Kamala.
So if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Well, I would have to. That's my only other option.
You'd have to what?
Vote Trump.
Okay, why so?
Because, the Christian values, man, you can't say the Democrats are more Christian. They're the ones that's, upholding Satanism in schools. I think we should have the Bible in school again. I realize there's private school options, but, you laugh. But, are you, pro people that are, worshiping Satan? That are for this evilness? It's insane.
Are you joking, bro? It sounds like you're trolling, genuinely. What makes you think that we want Satan in school?
like all this like teaching kids what sex is in kindergarten, like, or like the Pride Month.
No one's
like, there's
teaching
no
kids
room
what
for
no
that.
one's teaching kids what sex is in kindergarten. I'm
What does
sorry.
Pride Month
Name
mean?
one
Gay
ki-
pride?
name
And-
one kindergarten school around the entire United States. One elementary school has kindergarten in it. That specifically they
Sorry,
teach
I might be wrong
the
about
children who are in
kindergarten.
kindergartens about sex.
I might be wrong about the kindergarten, but like just grade
You are
school in general.
definitely wrong about the kindergarten. You are very wrong about the kindergarten.
Okay, I didn't learn about sex ed until I was in 7th grade. Just like about
I started in 5th grade. Some start in 4th grade.
Well, I'm just saying like in public schools. That's like
Yeah, I
I
was
think
in
what my
public schools.
generation. I'm in Florida, by the way, and which I think we have a great governor.
No, you don't.
But I just want, I just compared to like Gavin Newsom, like oh my gosh.
I prefer
Like, as
Gavin
a
Newsom to
nightmare.
Ron DeSantis by far.
Well, Gavin Newsom, like my wife has family in San Diego, and they are super pro-Trump. They're Mexicans, like the guy that was on earlier. It just blows my mind. Like, are you Christian? Are you like atheist? What is your, or can you answer?
I'm an agnostic atheist.
Well, I mean, agnostic's better than atheist. I feel like atheists have a belief, like that's a belief in itself and nothing. But
Well, I do
anyways.
believe that Christianity is false. I do believe that.
Well, see, I will say, like, I have, like, you say to go back in time. If I go back in time, I would probably not vote, honestly. Like, I mean, I'm doing nothing, but, like,
If you
things have
wouldn't
not
vote,
gone
then
the
I'm going to
way.
go on to the next person. At least we can get you to that point, man. At least we can get you to the point of not voting. The Satan in school is crazy, though. Like, I'm sorry, what? Satan in school? Come on, bro. Maybe I should have asked him before I kicked him, but that's fucking crazy. Murray, thank you so much. Really appreciate the 10 pounds.
Hello,
Thank you so much.
Mr.
Really appreciate
Parker.
it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
37.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
Okay, if you go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
I'd still vote for Trump.
Okay, for sure. Let me thank a few people, and then we'll go into our conversation. Kara, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's crazy, Kara. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the $15. Alex, thank you for the $5. Layla, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5 as well. Thank you so much. Candace with the $2. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As well as John with the $50 on PayPal. Commute some W's for John in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. Melanie with the $15. Brian with the $25. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Anna with the $5. Thank you so much. As well as Sydney. Thank you for the $7.77. Thank you so much. Alrighty, everyone. Morgan, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Morgan. Yes, I did read about that, Morgan. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. And then Mojo, thank you for the £2. Tim, thank you for the $2. Thank you. I think I'm fully caught up now. So why do you support Donald Trump?
Mainly because he's chosen. I really do believe that he's been chosen by God. And I'm not saying he's perfect. He's far from perfect, obviously, but God uses imperfect people.
Okay, what makes you
So I
he
think
was
my Christian
chosen by
values
God?
have a huge play in it. I mean, they tried to assassinate him and they failed. Who knows how many times they tried, but look how close they got. And people died because of people like so fanatically trying to kill him. And it's ironic that allegedly it was a Republican that tried to kill him. So it kind of blows my mind how like God could save him from that bullet, how close that bullet
You
was.
think God saved him? So you think God redirected the bullet, correct?
I think God redirected his head.
Okay, so if God redirected his head, why couldn't he have redirected the bullet into the ground instead of going into a firefighter and killing him?
Damn, I don't know. That's a good point. But maybe because it had to happen, but he didn't
You're
have
also
to
telling me
die?
that God can
Why did
prevent
anybody
people
have
from.
to-
You're also just told me God can prevent people from engaging in free will. So
No,
why doesn't he do
no,
that in
he
so many
couldn't.
other
He could
circumstances?
never take away.
He couldn't. So, but if he moves his head, that's taking away his free will. He changed his action.
But it was his free will to move his head. He went to look at the charts. Maybe God was trying to show the irony of it because of what he was talking about.
So then why couldn't God, in any circumstance in which someone's about to get shot, allow them to like move so that they don't get shot?
He
you think
could.
He just doesn't care to save other victims of gun violence?
Well, I mean, I think it has more to do with free will.
What about?
I think some people have to well, I don't know. Why does anybody die? Like, why did God choose to save Trump, but he allowed Charlie Kirk to die? I don't know. He could have had
ask
Charlie.
yourself that question. That's a question for yourself, man.
I think the only reason why I voted for Trump and would continue to vote for Trump is the fact that I believe in God. If I cease to believe that there is truly like a God and that he saved us through the redemption of Jesus Christ, then I wouldn't want to vote, period. I don't know if any side would have any hope because I don't agree with everything with Trump.
That's ridiculous. I'm an agnostic atheist. That doesn't mean I have no hope, right? Like, that's just a you thing. Now, if you want to talk about like being Christian, I don't think being Christian aligns with supporting Donald Trump. I think it's antithetical to supporting Donald Trump because I think that Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill cuts 420,000 children off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month, over 2.5 million people off their access to food stamps, over 10 million people off their access to health insurance, and it adds $3.4 trillion to the debt while giving massive tax breaks disproportionately to the top 1%. So Donald Trump actually is shifting the burden of taxation from those that are higher income to those that are lower income by replacing income tax with tariffs.
I think he's better at disguising it and using Christians to follow. I think more Christians follow the red party. But I'm starting to believe that maybe neither party is the correct party and that it's all a scam to control us, possibly. I mean, I'm only speculating.
Then you wouldn't support either side. And if it's just a scam to control us, then can you please explain to me why there's so many differences between the sides specifically that you would say that would be relevant towards the life like that we have? Why would you say that there's difference in terms of the particular policies that are put in place? Why would you say that specifically they call each other out consistently all the time? Right? If it's just created in that context, you have a lot to explain.
What's the greatest difference between the parties? What's the biggest thing that they debate on?
Well, there's plenty of things. You can't just categorize it by one, right? If you want to talk about this, though, we can talk about healthcare policy, views on democracy. We can talk about plenty of things. Donald Trump incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol, okay? Right? Like, that's insane.
We can say that for sure, that he incited it.
We can, because he pardoned the violent rioters who beat police officers.
Yeah, but what about all of the undercover FBI agents posing as Republicans that were really bashing in the windows?
Yeah, under Trump's FBI?
Well, that was before Trump had control over the FBI.
What do you mean before he had control over the FBI? He was president. What are you talking about?
He had to fire the other guy, though, because the other guy wasn't getting in line.
The person that he appointed? And
Yeah.
Getting in line.
Well, he wasn't listening to what Trump ordered. He wasn't following command.
Wasn't that his second FBI choice at the time?
Yeah, but he already had another one, and now he has a different one.
Yeah, and he fired them, and then he hired a new person, and then he just got mad at them.
Yeah, because these people just keep saying things that are going against Trump's beliefs.
Okay,
and
so
his
going
leadership.
against Trump. So again, you're literally just pointing out the fact that Donald Trump can't acknowledge the fact that he could be wrong in any circumstance, and then in any circumstance in which he is wrong and gets called out by his own administration, you're just going to say that the administration was doing something wrong rather than him specifically, even though he fucking appointed them.
He appointed them thinking that he could believe what they're saying, but people, they just lie. So they're lying to this guy, feeding him all this stuff. But most of what Trump has said has come true. Like, what are his promises that he has not kept? Every single promise.
Yeah, I got
he
you.
made.
Dropping the Epstein files, right? Repealing and replacing the ACA, building the wall and making Mexico pay for it, ending the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. I can point to a million things. You want me to keep going? I can keep going.
Well, he didn't lie. He thought he had the power to release these files, but it turned out he didn't.
I thought he could. I thought he could declassify documents just by thinking about it.
He can, except for the people that are really in power. It's the people that have the money.
So he's not. So then Trump. So then you agree. So then you think Trump isn't really in power right now?
I think that he thinks he might be because of his ego, but I think we have to vote for him because he's the most naive to who's really in power.
Really, he's so naive to who's in power. Who's actually in power?
The people with all of the money, who have all of the wealth, the people who created the concept.
Best buddies? You mean his best buddies?
But they have a couple of billion. We're talking people with trillions. We're talking people who control government.
Who has trillions?
They're so powerful that you don't know their name or their family or where they
exist. How do you know that they exist then?
I don't know. I'm just speculating as an imaginative man.
Okay, so you know what? I actually think Ben Tennyson controls all society. It's Ben Tennyson, actually. They're trying to hide it. They're trying to hide it, but it's actually Ben Tennyson.
But why do you think it's Benny?
Because I just do.
Well, you have your right of an opinion. I don't know who it could be. It's probably a very good chance it's Ben. I don't know.
Get off my lot, bro.
Good chatting with you, man.
Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, dude. Just looking for some debates. I don't know why. I don't know. I just said just looking for some debates, dude. Like I was talking to someone. Like what? Like one person in specific. Like, you know what's up? How old are you?
Hey, what's going on? I'm 37.
And do you support Donald Trump?
I do support Donald Trump.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Oh, it's pretty evident, man. I'm not Trump's biggest defender, but clearly he's way more qualified for the job than Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Okay, we'll ask you that in a second. We'll ask about that. Let me think of a few people, and then we'll go on to our conversation. Okay. Support me as always, everyone. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always. Jess, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Kelly with the $25. Thank you so much on Venmo. Give me some W's for Kelly in the comment section right now. Kalista, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it on PayPal. Thank you so much. Twice. Thank you so much. Give me some W's for them in the comment section right now. Heather, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And let me catch up on YouTube as well, and then we're going to go on to the conversation real quick. Again, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen, as well as if you want to support me as always, again, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree, the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as, again, you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. No needed for a name. Thank you so much for the $2. Storm, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Erotica, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much, Erotica. Thank you. Ebot, thank you so much for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Give me some W's for Ebot in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. That means the world. Thank you so much. Morgan as well. Thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you so much. Alrighty, so why do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, just his policies. I think the biggest thing for me going into this last election was the border. You know, it was very clearly out of control under the Biden administration. And I think he's done a good job. To this point, I think the ICE immigration stuff's been a little heavy-handed, but as far as the border goes, he's definitely, we've seen some progress there.
So you said qualifications. Let's talk about that actually first.
Okay.
So what makes you think, actually tell me, give us specifics. What are the qualifications that Donald Trump has that Kamala Harris does not?
So in my opinion, qualifications for this government, I'm probably a little bit older than you, so I'm old enough to understand that in my lifetime, the government has never worked properly for the people, right? They don't give a shit about you or I. A Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. None of them are going to go to bat for us. So the qualification that I looked at was that Trump wasn't a politician, right? He's not one of them. He's not a career politician. He's never been involved in politics. He's ran businesses his whole life, and that was the qualification for me that qualifies him to be the president.
Okay, he had 6 bankruptcies specifically. He still does.
Okay,
right?
Yeah,
he literally inherited $400 million, accounting for inflation, from his dad. I don't think.
Have you ever owned a business?
Being president of the United States, yes.
You have owned a business?
Yes.
So as a business owner, you should understand that bankruptcy is a legitimate tool that you can use
to restructure your business,
So
right?
name one good business person outside of Trump that has 6 bankruptcies.
That what now?
Name one good business person outside of Trump that has 6 bankruptcies.
Ford Motor Corporation has multiple bankruptcies, and they're a thriving American business.
What, so you're talking about a company, not one person.
Okay, well, Trump
How many bankruptcies?
Trump doesn't have personal bankruptcies. All his bankruptcies are tied to his businesses. Even if he does have personal
businesses that he's
bankruptcies.
operated though.
Huh?
Different businesses he's operated though.
Right. His businesses have gone bankrupt. Right. Does that make him a bad president? I'm sure you know people. I'm sure you know somebody's family, or maybe even your family had to declare bankruptcy.
Not one time, 6 times. Okay? And that's because he inherited $400 million from his dad. So I'm just saying that this is not a qualification for him being president of the United States. Your sole qualification that you brought up was him being a business person.
No, that's not the sole qualification. The sole qualification is the fact that he's not a politician.
He is a politician by definition.
Now he is. He has entered the realm of politics now.
Think about
in
it this way.
2016, but he has not been a politician since the 1960s or 70s, like Nancy Pelosi, the Schumers.
Neither is Kamala Harris. Now, if you want to talk about Donald Trump, he literally ran for president in 2000. So he's been trying to run. He just didn't win. Now, if you want to talk about being a politician, every single politician before they were a politician was not a politician. Did you know that?
Well, that's very obvious. But most of the politicians,
I know, right? I know, right? Trump, before he was a politician, wasn't a politician. That's crazy, right?
Right, and he was a grown adult for 60 plus years before he was a politician. Right, instead of a 23-year-old kid out of Harvard that has decided to go into politics for their whole life and make millions of dollars on a political system that is highly corrupted.
He was not an adult for 60 years before Trump 2000.
I don't remember. I wasn't old enough to vote in 2000. I'm sure you weren't either. So I don't know the specifics behind that. You know, the man talks out of his ass sometimes. So he might have just paid to put his name on the ballot. I don't know. But he wasn't a politician. I know that.
He was. He was running for political office.
So that makes him a politician. So if I go out, I can put my name on the ballot, right? I could do, you know, and I'm a pilot by trade. I've never been involved in politics, anything. But if I could put my name in the hat, does that make me a politician?
Define politician.
A career politician, someone that's made a career out of politics.
No. Define politician.
Okay, well, by your definition, you and I are both politicians, right?
No, I'm not running for political office.
Just because you run for a political office, that makes you a politician?
Yeah, literally.
Okay, so in 2001,
can you tell me what a politician is?
In 2001, was Trump a politician?
Trump was a politician in 2000, yes.
In 2001, was he a politician? You just said that in order to be a politician, you have to be elected into office.
He previously was a politician.
He was a previous politician, even though he's never been elected to political office up until 2016.
Yeah, because he ran for office.
So if I put my name where I live, just put my name out there, hey, I'm going to run for state senate of Alabama, which is where I live.
Yeah, that makes you a politician. Yes.
That makes me a politician.
Yes, that's how I use the term. Can you tell me how you
that's an absurd view of a politician.
Then tell me, what do you consider a politician?
Someone who has been in politics. I mean, I can say I want to be a welder,
running
right?
For political office is
if I want to go to welding school to be a welder, when would I become a welder? Am I a welder on the first day of school?
What are you saying, dude? When we're talking about a politician, we're talking about people running. For example, if someone ran for the political office and they didn't win, right, but yet they got 49% of the vote, you would call them a politician still, because they were running for political
I don't
office.
think so.
They were running a campaign.
I don't think so. I think your view and my view of politicians are very different.
Then answer this question. Do you think Andrew Yang is a politician?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, was he elected to a political office?
Yes.
Which one?
Well, I thought he was in the Senate, isn't he?
No.
Okay, well, maybe I'm not familiar with Andrew Yang. Enlighten me.
Well, Andrew Yang was running in the 2020 primaries, and he decided to create his own party and try to do like a forward party.
That's right. Okay, I remember the guy now. Yeah.
He's definitely a politician, but he hasn't won. I have a question. Is Jill Stein a politician?
Jill Stein? No, I don't think she is.
She runs every single time.
And she doesn't win, does she?
So that she's still a politician.
I don't think so, man. I mean, I can apply to be a teacher at a school.
I think that's pretty ridiculous.
I can apply to be a doctor at any hospital in this country, and I don't get a job as a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree that
I
says I'm a
understand,
doctor.
but
So I'm not a doctor.
doctors and teachers operate differently than politicians. I think there are politicians who have not. Do you think there are any politicians who have never won?
Absolutely. Do you remember?
He just contradicted himself, by the way. He didn't even realize it. You just destroyed yourself without even realizing.
How so?
Because you just said there were people specifically who have not won, who are politicians, yet your whole basis for disputing what I said was that you can't be a politician if you haven't won.
No, I said that my definition of a politician is someone who has been elected to politics.
Yeah, so are there any politicians who have never won?
No. There's no politicians. You can't be a politician unless you've won, unless you've won an election and you are an elected official.
Okay. Is Hillary Clinton a politician?
Yes, absolutely.
When was she elected?
She was a senator from New York for a long time.
Well, okay. So I meant like for president. I mean, sure, you could.
Yeah, very clearly she's a politician. She was an elected official for a long time.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my bad. So
either way. But beside the political argument.
Hold up.
Okay.
So let me keep giving you examples.
Okay.
Right. So not a single person running for political office that did not win would not be a politician. So say, for example, if Hillary Clinton was not a senator, would she have then in that connotation been a politician?
If she hadn't have been elected senator, then no, she wouldn't have been a politician.
No. So even though she was running for president and specifically got a huge portion of the vote.
Right. Yeah, she wasn't elected, so she's not a politician. Just like in 2001, when Trump wasn't elected, he wasn't a politician.
Okay.
Right?
I think that's very ridiculous. I think that they definitely are politicians, right? In that context, Hillary Clinton obviously was a politician, even though she was running in that context.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
I think this is a ridiculous thing. I don't know why we're even talking about this point. Like, what the?
I kind of do too. I agree. I mean, you asked why I supported Trump, and that was one of the main reasons is because he wasn't a politician, and that's how we went down this, the road that we're on now. But anyway, I want to ask you a question. Why do you not support Trump? How can you? You're an American citizen, right?
Yeah. So I am an American citizen. Yes. What's your?
Okay. How can you not support the leader of your country?
That was quite literally the dumbest shit I've ever heard you say. Did you support Biden?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't support his policies. I didn't support what he stood for. But as much as I hated to have the guy in office, I supported his presidency. I wanted him to do well. I wanted him to bring this country together and to make us a better country. And I think that's the difference in my generation and probably your generation. My generation, I remember growing up, my parents had very conservative friends, very liberal friends.
By the way, let me clarify. When I'm saying support, I mean you go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you vote for? You'd vote for Donald Trump. That's your support. That's what I'm referencing.
Okay.
And of course, I would want the person who's in the position of president to do things that are better for the country. But I do acknowledge that Trump isn't going to do that.
So you don't think the ceasefire in Gaza was good for this country?
It's not currently upholding. And also that
It's not.
that conflict, the conflict has been extended by Trump. There was a ceasefire that existed at the end of Biden's administration, where specifically Donald Trump bragged about the fact that he ensured that the ceasefire did not get accepted, at least until he was in office.
Okay, so you don't, and to add to that, you don't think that having a more secure border is a good thing for this country?
Why do we just constantly pivot a million times?
I'm not
Donald
pivoting.
Trump
I'm just
has not
asking
created
you
better
how you
conditions for
cannot
immigration
support somebody that's doing best for this country. If
He's
Biden
not
were
doing the
to
best
have,
for this country.
he's doing his best attempt, whether you agree with it or not. He's making his best attempt. And how can you not support somebody that's making their best attempt to better our country?
So he's not making the best attempt to better our country. He advocated specifically, right, that the 2020 election was rigged with absolutely no evidence. He incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol. He pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers, and he called them patriots. He says that he hates his enemy. He hates his opponents. He's declared war on the enemy within.
Okay, and because of what he says, you want him to fail, right? Just
because of what he believes and because of what he perpetuates within our society.
Okay, because of those things, because of what you think he does, you want him to fail as the president, right? What do you wish would happen to him?
I never said I wish that he fails. I just acknowledge that he is failing.
But you acknowledge that you don't support him, right?
Yes.
Okay, and since you don't support him, what do you wish to happen?
I wish that society gets better off, but I know that it's not going to because of Donald Trump being in the position of political office.
Okay, so your hatred for Trump blinds you to any possibility of him doing anything good, anything remotely
wrong.
good.
There are things that he's done specifically that I have agreed with, but most of what he does, I disagree with.
Okay, well, but you have agreed that he's done some good things, right?
Operation Warp Speed was good.
Okay, so Operation Warp Speed was good. So that's one thing you can build on, right? I mean, you're not. what I'm trying to get at is I just don't understand. I'm trying to understand why so many people on the left have this deranged syndrome towards him. They have this. They see him orange man bad.
It's not us that we're against him in every circumstance. It's just that you'll support him no matter what. It's just you're.
That's not true. That's not true at all. There's maybe not me specifically. Maybe the far right MAGA people. You could make that case for them, but for me specifically, there's a lot of things
that Democrats have TDS, bro. Come on.
They absolutely do.
No.
Do they not?
Ridiculous. No, that's fucking insane. We just call out Trump when he does things that are wrong, and then you guys can't acknowledge it, so you call it TDS.
Well, I haven't really seen anything that he's done super wrong. I mean, does he say stupid shit sometimes? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to defend him. Him and I would probably not be best of friends had we known each other. But do I think he's done great things for the country? Absolutely.
Can you name 2 policies that Donald Trump has influenced to get passed that you think were good?
He shut down the southern border. I think that was a fantastic thing that he's done. Let's see. He's kind of shutting down the DEI initiatives that were in place by Biden, and I think that's a great thing. He's made women's athletics, or is attempting to make women's athletics more fair instead of, once again, DEI enslavements. They're just his overall integrity towards what he's trying to do is beneficial for the country after 4 years of Joe Biden.
So you didn't even name a single policy, right? There's a few things here that I can address.
Okay.
One, right, you couldn't mention the policy that he did to shut down the border. 2, you couldn't mention any specific DEI policy that you disagree with that he got rid of. And then 3, in terms of making women's sports better off, do you even watch women's sports?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then why the fuck do you care about that?
Because I have daughters.
Okay,
that's why.
And are there any trans people in women's sports that are dominating right now?
Not in my area. I mean, I live in Alabama, so that mental disease hasn't hit down here yet.
No, it's not. Stop saying that's a mental disease. That's ridiculous. There's nothing in the DSM that indicates being trans is a mental disease. No, there's not. You don't have any.
It's a fad.
In truth. You don't have.
It's a fad.
You don't have any basis in truth for this. There's no.
I do. I can show you statistics.
There is nothing in the DSM-5 that indicates that. You just made that up. Now, secondly,
I can show you statistics.
Secondly,
that will prove otherwise.
Go ahead. What's your fucking statistics, bro?
Let's see. The Department of Health and Human Services has teen statistics on gay and trans. I don't have the exact link in front of me. I'm on my cell phone. But if you just were to, a quick Google search to their website will show you that over the past 10, 15 years, the rates of transgenderism and gay and lesbian identities have tripled. I mean, literally tripled. Why do you think that is?
Because
why do you think that is?
Because there's been more acceptance.
I agree. I totally agree. And I think that's awesome. I think that's a good thing.
So that's the same thing that happened with people who are left-handed, right? There was stigmatization of people who are left-handed within our society. And once there was minimization of that stigmatization of people who are left-handed, wow, the percentage of left-handed people increased. Oh my God, there's all these left-handed people indoctrinating people to be left-handed. No, it's that left-handed people are more accepted in telling people that they're left-handed. So a greater percentage of the population is recognized as being left-handed because they were already left-handed before and they were just fighting it.
Let me ask you this. In the attempt to make these things more acceptable in society, do you think that maybe they persuade some kids to think, you know what, it's okay. I might not really be gay or I might not really be trans, but it's okay if I am. So do you think that
it is okay to be gay and trans? It is okay.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. But do you think in the pursuit of allowing that acceptance,
gay or trans though?
I think it does. I think it causes them to think
Wait,
that it's
I have a
okay when they're
question.
really
I
not
have a
gay.
question. Could you have been gay or trans if it is the case that you were told as a kid that that it's okay to be gay and trans?
I was told it was okay to be gay and trans as a kid, but
Did that make you gay or trans?
No, absolutely not.
No. Okay, so could you?
Because
have
I'm not
fathomed-
susceptible to those things. But there's other people that are.
What do you mean by susceptible? Do you have any evidence of this? Do you have any evidence?
If I have a
specifically saying-
7-year-old son, right?
Wait,
if my 7-year-old comes
can you
home,
give me be quiet and listen for a second. Let me
Okay.
clarify the full question. Do you have any evidence that specifically saying it's okay to be gay and trans causes people to be gay and trans?
I don't have any. I can't cite a resource right now, or give you a URL or anything. But I know from my life experience that you can as children especially, which is what's sickening about it, you can form the way that they mature. If my 7-year-old son comes home and I tell him every day, hey man, you're a fantastic baseball player. The kid can't play baseball to save his life. But if I tell him that every day, he's going to start to believe it, right? He's going to think, okay, I can play baseball. I can do whatever I want in baseball, right? It's a perfect example. You can form the way that they grow. And I don't know if you have kids, but it's very evident that you can do that. And when we push
No,
these
you
things
can't
into
cause.
school,
You can't say just it's okay to be gay and trans, and that causes a kid to be gay and trans. That's ridiculous. You can't just say my life experience indicates that, because the life experience for people who are gay and trans is that they were stigmatized in being gay and trans throughout their entire life. Okay. Throughout their entire life. The idea that they were caused to be gay and trans specifically because of society, or because of specifically they were told that it's okay to be gay and trans, is fucking ludicrous. It's insane to say that, because people still within our society today are stigmatized for being gay and trans, and that's exactly what you're doing on the stream right now. By saying specifically, oh my God, they're trying to put being gay and being trans in the context of the school systems, and that's causing people to being gay and trans. You're trying to stigmatize
this is the issue, man.
Because you think that it would be bad for your children if they were gay and trans.
Your emotions
You're not
are
worried
taking
about
over
Donald Trump
reality.
saying he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. You're not worried about Donald Trump specifically
I think
being
that's
harmful
disgusting.
towards children. You're worried more about your child becoming gay or trans, right? That's what you're worried about, right? Which is ridiculous.
No, I'm
Your
worried
kid can't
about-
become gay or trans. It's either they are gay and trans and they come out to you, or that they're always going to hide themselves from you because you constantly have stigmatized it.
I couldn't agree or disagree more. What you're saying is that if I tell, and now my kids know, if they, they're not old enough yet, but when they are old enough, if they come home and say, hey, Dad, I'm gay, there's going to be zero issue. There's no issue. I'm going to love them the same. And they know that. But I don't push it on them every time they walk through the door. I don't say, hey, man, I think you're gay. Hey, I think you might be, you might like boys, or whatever. I don't push these things on them because it's their decision. One, they're children. They have no idea of any of that stuff, and they shouldn't. They're innocent kids. And when we take away that innocence and tell them, hey, man, it's okay to be gay. Why don't you go to the library and read these books? Let this trans activist read you this book. What are we doing when we do that?
Dude, that's not how this works, right? And also,
It is how it works.
specifically, this is not pushing it on children, right? Saying specifically that there's going to be someone who's trans reading a book to children does not make children trans. This is ridiculous.
You don't think it has any influence on a child?
No, absolutely not.
None.
No, none. None. Absolutely none. There is no influence on a child to cause them to be gay or trans, specifically just by creating a culture that accepts people for being gay and trans.
Okay, do you have evidence that supports that?
Yes, absolutely. One, it is the case that specifically, right, there are plenty of people that have grew up in a society and specifically that said it's okay to be gay and trans in the communities that they're in, and it is the case that didn't cause them to be gay and trans, okay? Plenty of examples of that, right? So the idea that you're saying it specifically caused them to be gay or trans is fucking insane. You want to know what has been forced on people? Being straight and being cis. That's been forced on people throughout the context of society. Stigmatizing being gay and being trans pushes people in a box where they are forced to specifically conform to society, otherwise they will be stigmatized, right? Specifically, if it is the case that they're going to come out and say that they are gay or trans, okay? That is the reality that you have created, and you're going to create to a greater extent if you do not push acceptance within our society for people who are gay and trans. All you're doing is pushing them into the closet. All you're doing is pushing them away from society. All you're doing is harming them. You are not making society better. You are not causing children to like not be indoctrinated or something like that. That's
How should I, as a parent, push acceptance onto my children? How should I do that?
Yeah, you should say love thy neighbor, right?
Absolutely.
You should say that specifically. Just because someone is gay and trans doesn't mean you shouldn't love them. You should accept them for who they are.
So why
and being
isn't
gay
the
and
left
trans.
doing that? Why
That's
isn't the left
exactly
doing
what
that?
we've said this whole time.
That's what the left's doing?
Yes.
Because I live in South Alabama, man.
Wait, am
Let me
I
tell
the
you,
left? Am I the left? Answer the question. Am I the left?
I think you're left. Yes. I
Yes,
think you're
there's
left.
9,000 people on my live stream right now. I say this on the live every single fucking day. I say this on the live all the time. This is what I say all the time. So you can't tell me the left isn't doing this while simultaneously you see like literally me doing it on a live stream in front of over 9,000 people.
Okay. Well, what about the people that aren't doing it? What about the other millions of the 70 million other leftists that aren't doing it?
So
that are exposing our kids to gay pride to.
Wait. You should be proud about the fact that you're gay. What's wrong with that?
Huh?
Yeah, there should be pride in the fact that
Biden's also a rebound.
A rebound? No, not necessarily.
COVID.
No, this is 2024.
Okay, sure. I'll give them that. But everyone said there was going to be a recession in 2025, and like Molly market had like 60% odds of a recession. That's what the betting markets are saying, and now it doesn't look like that
because of the implementation of tariffs.
They're in right now, and it's looking pretty good.
It's not looking good. We're seeing trending up inflation. We're seeing jobs reports trend down. That's not good.
Okay, so. And for quarter 3 of 2025, Atlanta Fed's estimate for the GDP is 3.8%. Another 2.8%. So,
yeah, what does it estimate for the inflation? What does it estimate for the unemployment rate? What does it estimate for the other aspects of the economy?
Unemployment rate's holding steady for September, but it hasn't been released because the government shut down.
It says it's going to stay steady. No, it will likely increase. Where does it say that?
Let me try. The inflation's lower than when Trump got in office, right?
Inflation.
Yeah, Chicago.
No. Inflation has gone up since the Liberation Day tariffs have been implemented, and it's trending up continually.
Okay, let me just get to this point. Chicago Fed estimates an unemployment rate at 4.3% for September 2025. Isn't that what it is right now?
4.3% is what it is right now. Yes. They estimate 4.3% for the next quarter. Is that what they say?
For September, because for unemployment rate, it goes monthly.
The September was last month.
Yeah, but it hasn't been released because the government shut down, so no one really knows yet.
October, wait, so let me check. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, they have August, yeah. So that's the estimate for September, yet they don't have the data. Is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, they don't have the data because the shut.
Yeah, that's still like it's gonna trend up, right? That's still like in the wrong direction. We would want it to trend down, and it's also gonna have a greater likelihood of going up in the long run because of the reduction of interest rates.
Isn't that a good thing?
That would put pressure down on it, right? Because of the reduction of interest rates, but specifically, I meant to say an upward pressure on prices. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. So they're risking because the jobs reports were so bad and because unemployment's in a bad situation, they're risking the higher inflation in order to have lower unemployment.
Okay, let me check the September 2025 inflation rate forecast. Let's see if it's actually trending up. Right now it's 2.9 and 3.1, but it's not going up that much, but
that's still trending.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of like a cycle of an economy? It goes up, goes down.
No, it went from 2.3% to 3.1%, and it's continuing in that connotation, which 3.1% is above the 3% when Trump got in office, and it was on a trend down when Trump got in office because of the fact that one, we were expecting economic trends in the bad way, and then two, it is the case that Trump's tariffs, right? Trump's tariffs implemented, right, and then it goes up. So it was going down because he didn't impose the tariffs, right? And then once he imposed the tariffs, it started going up.
Once it goes up like properly a lot and GDP goes down and we get in like if there's actual stagflation, then sure, I'll agree with you. Right now, I'm not seeing that, and any forecast of it, I'm not gonna.
So yeah, you're not seeing in any of the forecasts that we're going to be in stagflation. No one's specifically claiming right now there's going to be stagflation, but there's a risk, a relatively high risk of stagflation, and that's why the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, indicated that they need to decrease interest rates to be able to fight the reducing jobs numbers, because the reducing jobs numbers could indicate a reduction in the size of the GDP. And also, I just want you to think about it this way. Like, our economy would be better off if we did not impose the tariffs in the first place.
Okay, I guess, but I feel like we won't see the tariff result until like a few more years. I feel like they're a long-term thing. Can I take a pivot here?
Sure, but like I want you to acknowledge that like the tariffs have detrimental impacts. Economists indicate detrimental impacts, and there's no really good reason to say that there would be positive impacts from them. Also, it's shifting the burden of taxation from lower income individuals to higher income or from higher income individuals to lower income individuals.
I don't know if I want to concede that because you just talk really fast and stuff. I don't know if I could.
What didn't make sense? I can repeat.
How you said the burden's going to go from higher paying people to lower paying people was high.
Sorry, repeat what you just said.
You said the burden of taxation would go from the higher to the lower?
Yes.
Like higher paying people to lower people?
I can explain how. Income tax is a progressive tax structure, meaning that the more income you make, the higher percentage in taxes you pay. Tariffs are regressive in its impact, meaning that the lower income, the greater percentage of income you pay in taxes. So really what's happening is it's just shifting the burden of taxation. The reason why tariffs, right, disproportionately raise taxes on lower income individuals is because they spend a greater proportion of their income on consumer goods.
Okay, yeah, sure. That makes sense. So the pivoting thing I was going to say, would you consider yourself an economist or no?
Well, I have a degree in economics, but like I'm not working as an economist.
So are you in favor of progressive economic policy?
Yeah.
Still Ron Mamdani, like rent control and all that?
So there are policies I disagree with Zoran on, but like, I mean, I think that Zoran's policies are better than like Trump's, for example.
Every single economist, like not every single one, but like a big majority of them agree that rent control and like other Zoran policies are horrible.
Well, I don't know what economists have specifically gone over and looked at Zoran's policies, but if you want to look at like the general idea in terms of rent control, yes, in most circumstances, rent control can lead to increases in prices, shortages within the context of the market, and other issues that impact the broader connotation of the market. But if you want to talk specifically about rent control, in some connotations, it can be positive and beneficial to the people that are involved in those communities, especially in the connotation of price gouging. So there are relevant factors to discuss in terms of how much price gouging are in like certain areas around the United States, and the impact of that. If there's price gouging, right, you can technically the rent control being imposed, if it's within the context of that, it still wouldn't reduce how much is supplied, because of the fact that it was only essentially being increased in terms of the cost, right, specifically just for that supplier and not in the context of the market.
Okay, that makes sense. How do you feel about free busing?
I think that's great.
You think free busing is great?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I definitely think that's good.
Not like not making it like affordable or better quality, just making it straight free.
Yeah,
you agree with
that?
I don't know. I just don't think that's the way we should run.
Why?
First of all, they're going to get overcrowded really quickly, and
then you increase the supply.
That's just going to cost more money on the taxpayer.
That's fine. That's a small portion of the budget that's going to increase, and it heavily increases the lives of people specifically that rely on public transportation.
Okay, and how do you feel about city-run grocery stores?
They can work in some connotations. They already kind of work that way. Like, in some connotations, like for example, a lot of grocery stores are worker owned. They're run by cooperatives. So like the government run grocery stores, there's not really much we'd be able to change, essentially, is my point. For grocery stores, the margins aren't like extremely huge in most circumstances. I think like incentivizing cooperatives in the context of grocery stores is a good idea. And I think running a test for it in terms of the government run ones would be fine too.
I think all this like progressive economic policy and all that's everyone's doing. I think it's going to backfire for your party like a lot, and I think it's just going to ensure more Republicans win. I don't know.
You could say that, but does that change anything we're talking about? I'm confused why we just started talking about this. What was the point of bringing this up?
Okay, I just wanted to get your thoughts on some of the policy. Yeah,
Cool.
I can give other reasons why.
Dude, your microphone is becoming so bad, by the way.
Take my AirPods out.
Yeah, it's really hard to hear you. Your microphone is really, really bad. Miss Maya, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. It's a lot better.
Okay, I also agree with them on a lot of social issues.
Like what?
Like the men and women's bathrooms thing. I agree with that.
So would you ever vote for a candidate for the presidential office that was a man that bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent?
What?
Would you ever vote for a candidate for president that bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent?
I don't know. Hold up. Would I ever vote for a candidate that what?
Would you ever vote for a candidate that bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent?
When it comes to like all that Epstein stuff, I completely
I'm not
like condemn.
I said, would you ever vote for a presidential candidate that bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they were changing without their consent?
You're gonna pull a clip of Trump doing that?
I'm not claiming
I kind
in particular. I'm just asking you, like, would you vote for a presidential candidate that bragged about walking to the changing rooms of naked women while they were changing without their consent? I'm sorry, do you think that?
Don't I kind of have to say yes because the voting was in the past?
So you would?
Not knowing that, but I...
So then why are you saying you agree with him on the policy when you specifically are advocating for a person that specifically bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent, where an 18-year-old came out, said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms when Donald Trump would barge in?
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. And I know he's done some like extremely weird stuff in the past, but... Yeah, like when it comes to the Epstein and the Maxwell stuff, I don't agree with them. I think the file should be released.
Okay, well, he said he doesn't want your support anymore because he said it's a Democratic hoax.
I'm more of a JD Vance guy and a Marco Rubio guy, and more than I'm a Trump guy. But like,
oh, okay. Well, I mean, JD Vance is disgusting and horrible too. I mean, we could talk about that in a second, but you understand that, like, you still say you'd support Donald Trump over Kamala Harris, even though he meets this criteria, and you think that's horrible and bad, right?
Yes, because hold up, because Kamala Harris, her administration, the one she was like second in rank to, had the Epstein files too for 4 years, and they didn't release it, and we don't.
They released aspects of it, like for example, Trump being on the flight log 7 times, which is what they had access to. The rest of it was sealed; they didn't have access to it to release it.
Then who does have access to it?
Trump now. It's now able to be released, right? That's what they're specifically going through. But when Donald Trump has the ability to try and go through that process, right? He says that it's a Democratic hoax created by the Biden administration, the Obama administration, and the Clinton administration to try and set them up. So, like, don't you think that's really ridiculous?
Yeah, I do, and I don't
a reason to not support the guy after he said that he would drop the Epstein files, but then claims that it's like a hoax.
I don't support him. I support his ideas.
Yeah, like which ideas?
Socially, I think no men and women sports is good too, or not men and males.
Can you name one women's sports team?
The Indiana Fever.
I knew you were going to say that. Outside of Caitlin Clark's team.
Yeah, The Olympic team. The Olympic team.
So you don't know a single team outside of
No, I can name. There's some WNBA teams I can name.
Go ahead.
New York Liberty.
Okay. Do you watch women's sports?
No, not like the Olympics. No, not really. No.
No, you don't. So why do you give a fuck?
Because I still think it's important, like on a systemic level.
Really? Can you name one trans person dominating women's sports?
Yeah, that one swimmer. I forgot the name. It's the one Riley Gaines made that like complaint about.
So if you're talking about a swimmer, you're talking about Leah Thomas. Leah Thomas was definitely not dominating. She lost on plenty of occasions.
Well, she was. I mean, they were in the women, like their locker room and everything, and beating all the women. I don't know.
What? She didn't win every time. What are you talking about?
She didn't win every time?
No.
I mean, yeah, she did. She won the 500-yard freestyle. She was a national champion. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Wait, she won, you said? Does that mean
she was a national champion? Huh?
Does that mean she won every single time?
No, but she's. I mean, don't you think
the place that you're talking about is that she tied in for fifth? Okay, so tying for fifth means that in
the 200-yard freestyle she tied for fifth. In the 100-yard freestyle she finished eighth, and in the 500-yard freestyle she won and was a national champion.
Wait, so fifth, eighth, and first, and that means that she's dominating insofar as that she shouldn't be allowed to play? Get a grip, dude.
Well, I'm not saying that, no, but I'm saying on a systemic level, I think if you have
first, eighth, and fifth is definitely not dominating. Come on, bro.
Okay, you're cherry picking one person.
No, you did. You brought them up.
Because you asked for an example. I said
give me another example. Give me one more example.
Well, this happens in
swipes out of the app.
Professional leagues. Huh?
Go ahead. Name them. What's their name?
That's dishonest for you.
No, it's not. If you can't name a single person, well, then you're not even cherry picking. You can't even find a single person.
That's because I'm bad with names in general. First of all, I'm bad with names in general. Second of all,
first of all, you wouldn't be able to find them. There are less trans people in the context of the NCAA.
Okay, you gotta let me talk.
There are less trans people playing in the NCAA than there are sexual assault allegations against Donald Trump from different women.
Okay, and I'm saying this happens more on a high school level and stuff, because I've seen it. I've on the high school level, I've kind of seen it happen. I've heard stuff that happened at my high school with that. So I can't name their names because it doesn't happen on a professional level too much. But I could find some for you if you want.
Yeah, you can, but it's obvious that you don't give a shit about women's sports. It's obvious that you don't know any trans people that are dominating in sports, and yet you're saying they should be restricted from playing, yet it's a non-issue. Literally. Why the hell do people keep bringing this up when it's a fucking non-issue? It literally is not an issue. Can we talk about actually real things that would be actual issues with our society rather than demonizing trans people playing in sports for no reason?
Yeah,
I know you don't give a shit.
Okay, that's you don't know that.
I do know that. You could give a fuck less. If I could look into your brain right now and I had telepathy, I would tell right now that you don't give a shit. You don't give a fuck. Don't act like you do. So let's stop acting like you give a shit.
I don't prioritize it, but I still care.
Okay, so for example, if Kamala Harris changed her position on the matter, would you still vote for Donald Trump?
I just said I don't prioritize it, so yeah.
Okay, so one, Kamala Harris never talked about it. Two, right, you don't give a shit enough about it in order to actually say that you would specifically vote on it. So then who actually gives a fuck? So then give me something that you actually see as a reason to vote for him.
How about you give me a thing, and then I'll reverse it.
He was held civilly liable of sexual abuse. He incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol.
Something about his presidency policy.
Yeah, he passed the Big Beautiful Bill, which cuts 420,000 children off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month in this country, which adds $3.4 trillion to the debt, cuts 2.5 million people off their food stamps on average every single month in this country, along with over 10 million people off of their health insurance.
For the food stamps and health insurance, don't they just have to work a certain amount and then they can get it?
Right, repeat that.
Isn't there just work requirements? It's not kicking people off.
That is kicking people off. Making the work requirements harder to be able to meet, right, makes it harder for people to be able to get onto it, and cuts people off that otherwise were already on it.
Well, I think only people that like work and don't have a disability and don't have like something that could restrict them, I think they should be prioritized, and they're most deserving because they work a certain amount of hours a week. They do everything, and they're still low income. So I think they should be prioritized. They should be helped out the most, rather than people who are just sit at home.
Yeah, so if you want to prioritize people and help people, the way that you do that is not by cutting their access to free school lunch and breakfast, food stamps, and health insurance. You're saying because you think that there's one person on it that you don't want on it, you're willing to cut millions of people off it in order to be able to get that one person off of it.
Not one people, probably like a gigantic string network of people that abuse it.
What percent? Go ahead and find me a source.
I don't think there's a percent for people that abuse the system. It's just kind of something people know.
Do you think it's a majority of people?
No, but I think it's a portion of people.
What percent would you, if you could estimate?
Like 15%?
Let's say it was 15%. So you're willing to cut millions of people off of it that deserve it to cut 15% off of it that don't deserve it?
Well, maybe you're just more socialist than I am, but I think if you don't work and you don't like try, then I don't think you deserve it. No.
Can you define socialism?
Yeah, it's when the workers who use it's when the workers use the goods, control the means of production for the goods that they use.
Okay. This is not an example of the workers controlling a means of production to a greater extent, so I don't know why you said that.
Okay, whatever.
Good.
Okay, that's a red herring. That's a red herring, first of all. A red herring fallacy.
Because you brought it up. You said I was more socialist than you, but it is the case that the definition of socialist that you brought up doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, but you only brought it up. You only brought it up to run away from the broader point.
What? What point did I run away from?
So I said the 15% thing, and then I said maybe you think people should be given handouts more than I do. I don't think.
No, you're willing to cut millions of people off of it that deserve it to cut some people off of it that don't deserve it.
But how are people being cut off if they do deserve it and they work and everything? How are they being cut off?
Because it is the case that they do deserve access to food stamps, free school lunch, and Medicaid. And just because they can't meet that specific work requirement doesn't mean that they shouldn't be able to get access to it. There are plenty of people who are disabled that specifically have not qualified for disability yet that will lose access to their health insurance and to access to food to a greater extent because it is the case that they did not qualify for disability quite yet.
How do you not qualify for disability if you're disabled?
It takes years to qualify for disability for many people. It's a really long process and strict process to go through. So it takes a very, very long time.
I'm sure there's an exception for that, like somewhere within the bill, but...
For people who specifically have not qualified yet, no.
Okay, then they can make a provision. But
they should have. They should have put that in the bill.
Okay, and another thing is, do you think the government shutdown is the Republicans' fault or the Democrats' fault?
The government shutdown is clearly the Republicans' fault. Clearly Trump's fault. Trump said it himself. Trump said to blame the president for a government shutdown. Said that it's his particular role to determine that the country is on the same page.
That was like 20 years ago.
Up. No, it wasn't. It was 2014. This was literally 11 years ago.
Okay, whatever. But why do you think ACA COVID era subsidies should be kept in place when the entire world was kind of frozen for a bit?
Wait,
why should we go back to that? Huh?
What COVID era subsidies?
On healthcare premiums.
That's not true. This was through the ACA.
And the American Rescue Plan. Don't forget that.
The American Rescue Plan isn't in effect still. That was emergency COVID policy. I don't know any aspect of the American Rescue Plan that's still in effect. Could you tell me any of it?
I can. Yeah, let me try to look it up. But there is subsidies from the American Rescue Plan that. Hold up.
Sure, that would be fine then. Like if that's true, would you have an issue with that?
Yeah, because that was COVID era when people needed the extra money and no one was kind of working and the job market was horrible.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't a policy that still could have an effect that's positive today.
It could, but there's no need for it anymore.
No, I think there is, because it reduces the premiums of people.
No, it just goes back to what it was before. Yeah, see, it says, yes, the American Rescue Plan provided enhanced subsidies for ACA premiums.
And that are still in effect.
They were originally set for 2021 and 2022, but they extended through the end of 2025 through the Inflation Reduction Act.
Oh, okay. Well, then it was to the end of 2025. Yeah, so that's fine. What's wrong with that?
I don't think we should keep funding COVID era subsidies. Look at the state of the world back then. Why should we subsidize like we did back then?
Because it was because of the increased cost of health insurance. So it's going to be unaffordable for people.
Now the world's back to normal. So why should we keep subsidizing it?
Because I think that we don't want people's health insurance premiums to go up massively, up 75% for many.
So we think just because they're used to having it subsidized from the COVID era, we should adhere to that and keep subsidizing it just because they're used to it?
I think it's important specifically to continue providing people access to health insurance. I think everyone in this country should have access to health insurance. No one should be cut off. And again, these aren't the only subsidies that were cut. Like there were again, right, specifically ACA subsidies, right, that relate to the reduction of people's healthcare premiums that people are going to lose access to as well, right, that Donald Trump is trying to go after. And he's not providing a plan to replace this. Remember when he said he would repeal and replace the ACA? He's not doing that.
The ACA is fine, but the American Rescue Plan and Inflation Reduction Act subsidies are not fine. And we can't sustain that still now.
Yes, we can. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. This is a very small portion of the budget. Why don't you go after the military budget? Why don't you go after the massive tax loopholes for millionaires and billionaires? Why don't you go after the corporations getting massive subsidies from the federal government?
Okay, I disagree with that too. Then I'll go after them for that too. But that's not what we're debating right now.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Parker. Hey. I just want to make a point real quick. So the guy below me, he said that we can't afford the cost. I don't know if the guest knows, but the current administration wants to give Argentina $20 billion to bail them out, right? Did you know that $20 billion that we are going to bail out Argentina for could pay for a whole year of brand new subsidies for Americans? So we do have the money because the Trump administration right now is saying that we're going to give a foreign country $20 billion. So please don't give me this bullshit about us not being able to afford this stuff, because we clearly can afford it because we actually spend the money on things that we have no business being in.
Okay, first of all, I'm not a Trump loyalist. I disagree with the Argentina thing completely. Second of all, I never said we can't afford it. I said we shouldn't have subsidies that were hidden in the Inflation Reduction Act to extend to 2025 and keep going with them.
But aren't you
the reason first? Why
so
we
instead
do
of
need
using that money to bail out Argentina, shouldn't we be using that money specifically to benefit people who are in need in the United States in terms of their access to healthcare?
Sure. I guess if they can. I guess, but I kind of disagree with it fundamentally. It's not a money thing.
Wait, so if it's not a money thing, then what are you trying to take people off of for? You just said it was a money thing, didn't you?
Okay, yeah, but I don't think we should. I don't think we should just keep going on with this. That was with this program that was just hidden in the bill.
Why?
Because it's COVID era.
But why does that matter? Are you saying because you want to save money? So is it a money thing or is it not a money thing?
Okay, you just cut me off. Okay, so yes, it's okay. Maybe it's a money thing, but again, I disagree with the Argentina thing, so you can't use that against me either.
Okay, so then specifically, Trump should be using that money that he sent to Argentina, and he should be using that for the healthcare subsidies. Because all he did was reallocate the money, right, in that connotation, from Americans who are getting benefit from their healthcare premiums to Argentina to bail them out. So I thought Trump was going to bring back money to be America first and to like benefit America instead of benefiting other countries, but seemingly he's not doing that.
Okay, America first isn't America only, but I guess I see where you're coming from.
Okay.
But like also too, I mean,
America
let's
first would
challenge
mean that
this.
you'd benefit America, right, rather than benefiting Argentina in that context, right?
Yeah, sure. Can I pick your brain on something real quick and ask you like a would you rather?
Let Matt make his point, and then you can.
Oh, it's all right. I'm gonna have to go here pretty soon. I have to make the point that we should, in fact, actually continue to cover these subsidies, because one of the reasons why the Joe Biden administration actually extended them was because we saw that far too many Americans were falling in what's known as the donut hole, and that they needed coverage, which is why we expanded it to make sure that it could cover those people, which is if these plans do expire, anywhere from 4 to 8 million people will lose their coverage, and that will exacerbate an already huge problem that we have in this country, which is why the current Republican Party has no plans to fix it. They're not interested in fixing it. All they care about is saying that it's our fault when only one party here wants to actually give people health care and make sure that they actually have health care, and that doesn't just like go on to like bankrupt them. And so I don't buy the argument that we shouldn't be doing this, because we have the money to do it, and we should do it because any other plan not to do it would be to kick off millions of Americans off their health care.
Yes, but I see where you're coming from, but won't you agree that these were meant for COVID? They're not meant for a normal time of employment, a normal labor market.
We used COVID as a situation to expand them because we saw that many Americans needed it during COVID, but it was expanded after the pandemic because we saw how good it was to make sure that millions of Americans had health care, which is why the Democrats did it. They not only gave it during COVID, but after COVID, because they said more people on Obamacare means more people in the risk pool, means more people who are going to get coverage, and overall that is a positive thing. I am all for making the ACA better, but only one party currently wants to actually make it better, whereas the other party wants to take it away from people. That's the difference.
Okay, I guess we just disagree fundamentally on that then.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that all Americans should have health care, and you apparently don't. Like,
you guys are like the universal health care
That's the difference. Yes, I believe in universal health care, absolutely.
Okay,
the ACA failed on that mandate, and I want to expand it even more, but under the current regime, that's just not going to happen, because they're actually out to make sure that more people have less health care.
Okay, I have a few people to thank real quick. Ida, thank you so much for the $10.
And I'm gonna go, Parker. Thanks for having me up.
Appreciate you, man. Ida, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Give me some W's for Ida in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Miranda, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Miranda. Can we get some W's for Miranda in the comment section right now for the $20 on PayPal? Thank you so much, Miranda. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Jennifer with the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I really appreciate it. Thank you. W's for Jennifer in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Give me some W's for Jennifer in the comment section as well. Thank you so much. I also have to say, Tyler, thank you for the $50. Thank you so much on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. They said, as a 100% disabled vet, I didn't qualify for SSDI because they didn't take PTSD as seriously as they should. By the way, my VA disability pay had an issue and I can't do anything about it because of Trump's shutdown. But right now, I'm more fortunate than most are. That's so crazy. I'm so sorry, Tyler. That's absolutely horrible. Who's the W's for Tyler in the comment section right now? Palp, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $2. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Tiffany as well. Thank you for the $100 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Can we get some W's for Tiffany in the comment section right now for the $100 on YouTube Super Chat? Thank you so much, Tiffany. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Nina, thank you for the $5. And Ian, thank you for the $5. Thank you. As well as Solo, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Solo. Thank you. Alrighty. We can go back to what you were arguing.
Yeah, so I just want to ask you a hypothetical. I know you hate both of these, but let's say you have to pick one. Would you rather $100 billion of government go straight to the IDF, straight to Israel, or would you rather $100 billion go straight to Elon Musk's bank account if you had to choose?
I'd rather 100 billion go directly to Elon Musk.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would I prefer it to go to the IDF? That's fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
What's the point of this question?
I was just trying to pick your brain there a little, but
so it had no relevance. Okay.
Okay, it would have.
Give me a reason why you support Donald Trump before I go on to the next person.
Okay, the Southwest border crossings they're at the lowest ever at 7,180, and the 4-year average before that was 155,000.
It's not the lowest ever. That's ridiculous.
Well, this is saying it's the lowest ever. NPR is saying it's the lowest ever.
So it was lower even than in 1776.
It according to NPR, maybe it said it's the shortest. Let's say not, but yeah, that's good. Can you agree that that's good?
Paul, thank you so much. Or Louise, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Louise, my biggest fan. Thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal. Thank you so much. Lara, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10 as well. Thank you so much. They said I'm disabled and I can't afford to lose my health insurance, so I have to force myself to work until I can't function and have to go on disability leave. It shouldn't be this way. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. That's actually nuts. As well as Brendan, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Heidi, thank you for the $5. But thank you so much.
Okay,
that's great, ex-historian. That's amazing. Go ahead.
Okay, and if you just want to completely disregard the low border crossing numbers, there's also 2,700 alleged gang members deported, and they were part of FTOs, foreign terrorist organizations.
Yeah, so I don't disagree with people who have committed violent crimes and bad crimes being deported. I think they should be deported on the condition that they're being put in a prison in another country. And I think Democrats also agree with that. Given that Democrats agree with that, and there's no distinction on that. Like, what's your point?
I'm saying that it's good that he's deporting these gang members that threaten our country. Also, even if
they would have been deported either way.
Yeah, sure they would. But
yes, genuinely, there's actual reason to believe that.
Don't you think even if someone's like just normally here, like here illegally, don't you think it would be good to like we don't know their names, we don't know where they come from, we know nothing about them. Don't you think that's a security threat?
Well, if it's a security threat and you want to vet them, we'll provide a pathway to citizenship for anyone who's in the country undocumented who has not committed a violent crime or bad crime. Because inevitably, under that system, more people who are already in the country would be vetted.
That's not pragmatic. Also, don't you think that's unfair to the people who are waiting in line for the past 20 years? And wouldn't that incentivize more people to come here illegally?
Why is it not pragmatic? It would incentivize more people to go through the legal system if we made the legal system go faster, right? That's what I think we should do. I have no issue with having more people come to the country. I think that's a good thing. What was the other question?
I said it would incentivize more people to come here illegally because they think, okay, they could just not wait in line, do it the wrong way, get a path.
No, because you have to make the legal process go quicker. Subsequently.
How quick do you want it?
Like, I would say as quick as we possibly could make it. Like, in order to, like, we still have a vetting process. There's criminal background check and also like health screening so that you can provide people access to like vaccines if they want them.
So you don't think we should prioritize like the best of the best, like neurosurgeons and stuff? You think we should just let everyone in?
You can have some type of prioritization for that, but like they still should be able to get into the country quickly. Like if they are going through the system otherwise.
You think we have the housing for that?
Yes. I think we have the ability to build up housing to a greater extent if more people come to our country as well.
Didn't California try modular housing and it failed like badly?
Let's try what?
Like modular housing, I forgot what it's called.
I don't know what that means. I'm not actually familiar with modular housing. What is that?
It's like fast tracking housing, and it's like building it on site somewhere and then just like transporting it to a place. Let me try.
Okay. Yeah, like
it's what they tried in California.
I don't know where they would have tried this. Are you talking about like the tiny homes?
I think something to do with that. Yeah.
Yeah, those have been good. That's helped house a lot of people. Now, I don't think that LA's done enough. Like, I definitely think California needs to do more, like, to address homelessness. But I think the way that we do that is by investing in the building of houses in places where people want to live, which relies on, like, Kamala Harris's policy, specifically.
What was her housing policy?
The $25,000 tax credit for first-time homebuyers for new homes. It'll help build up the housing in places where people want to live.
So we should just give people $25,000 in taxpayer money because they want to buy a home.
Of tax credits, yeah. So it's tax credits, so it's a reduction on their taxes.
Okay, but why would we do that? Why not just? There has to be another way. We can't just give 25,000 tax credits to everyone that gets a home. That would.
Who's getting a new house? Who's a first-time home buyer? Yeah, I think that's good. And yes, we can. Kamala Harris's campaign policies would have costed $4 trillion less in debt-related spending comparative to Trump's on a central estimate, according to the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget.
Didn't her previous administration explode the debt?
No,
it was like $8 trillion.
No, it was actually 4.3 trillion. It was 8.4 trillion under Trump, signed into law. What you're talking about is probably incurred debt under the administration, and that is actually a misleading statistic because it is the case that a lot of the incurred debt that happened under the Biden-Harris administration was from things that were signed into law under Trump. So you have to look at what they signed into law, and Trump signed into law more debt-related spending.
Okay, I guess I'll try to take your word for that. I don't know how much I can trust that, but...
well, I just gave you a source from the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget, which is a bipartisan committee from said federal government.
Okay, sure. Also, can you at least criticize Biden's policy on how he left the border wide open?
I don't think that Biden left the border wide open, but I definitely do believe that in terms of the border, that the reason why the conditions were in which they were was because of the supply chain issues relating to the pandemic, which caused global inflation and increased the likelihood that people would come here because of economic insecurity.
So you said, let me address your first point. You said you don't think the borders are open. You don't think 155,000 people, what was it, like a day or a week? You don't think that's an open border?
I don't think that under the Biden administration there was an open border.
No. 155,000 people. That's what
coming over what period of time?
Let me check. Here it is. It was a 4-year average of 155,000. That's all it says.
155,000
monthly.
Who cares?
And now there's 7,000 people coming monthly, so that's pretty good. We know
that's worse, dude. I want higher immigration. I would love for there to be that many people coming to the country again. I think the immigration surge that happened under the Biden-Harris administration will lead to an $8.9 trillion increase to the GDP by 2034, according to the Congressional Budget Office, which is a bipartisan committee from the federal government. And again, in that context, you should accept the information that indicates that, clearly we would be better off.
No, does your life revolve around the GDP?
Yes, our life does, because we rely on that in order to be able to fund our governmental programs, to have tax revenues, in order to be able to have a functioning system. Yes, the GDP is very fucking important.
I know it's important, but 155,000 unvetted people just jumping.
Wait, where'd you get unvetted? And if we're talking about vetting people to a greater extent, I think we can vet people to a greater extent, right? I want to incentivize the system to go quicker instead of militarizing. How about we use that money to fund the immigration system and the vetting process to go significantly quicker?
Okay, but we can do that at the same time as having secure borders.
So you could say we could do this at the same time as having secure borders. Well, I think that Donald Trump doesn't actually create the conditions for secure borders. I think that Donald Trump has
then what
created
if they stop
conditions for.
dropping?
Well, if we're talking about secure borders, you actually have to address the fact that there isn't an incentive for people to go through the legal process quicker. So I think that that's important. Secondly, I think it's also important to acknowledge that immigration is important for our economy, because we're going to have decreasing tax revenues if we do not have otherwise, and a lack of an ability to pay for Social Security and Medicare. That will lead to insolvency and a reduction in benefits for our seniors.
Immigration is important. That's why there's millions of people waiting in line right now, and they can help our economy, not people who come here illegally and just like break the rules. No, not them.
So you said people break the rules can't help us. Okay, so Trump couldn't help us even because he broke the rules.
That's like the most. That's like the
wait. Hold
up.
You just said they couldn't help our country because they broke the laws. Well, Trump broke the laws, therefore he can't help our country, right?
That's not what I said, and also that's a gigantic pivot.
Really, that's exactly
this
what
is
you
ridiculous.
said. I was showing you the implications of what you said and how it made no sense, and now you're laughing because you realize you were wrong.
No, I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous, and your cult fan base is just going to go along with it, like everything you do.
Oh, really? Says the person who's in a cult. Right, you're in the MAGA cult, buddy.
But do I wear a MAGA hat?
Are we in a cult? Do you think my supporters are in a cult?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Really? Well, Jill, thank you again for the $5 for the cult money. Thank you so much, Amy, with the $5 for the cult money. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the cult. Everyone, keep tapping that screen. Let's get to 1 million likes on the stream here on TikTok to support the cult. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, hit the like button. It will help get it out to more people. We have 1,400 likes right now, 1,500 almost.
You should donate all that money.
Make sure to get to $2,000 or $2,000, 2,000 likes in order to
make it a trillion.
Stop. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes in order to be able to help out the cult, everybody. It will bring more people into the cult to support the Parker cult. Like the stream. Tap the screen on TikTok. Like the stream on YouTube. 1,500. There we go. Lars, thank you for the $10 for the fees to our fearless cult leader. Thank you so much. Melissa, thank you so much for the $5 for my cult fees. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Much appreciated. Thank you. We're about to drop a meme coin, everyone. Make sure to invest in the meme coin to support the cult.
Okay, I told you again, I'm not a Trump fan. I'm more of a Vance Rubio fan, but...
Madeline, thank you so much for the $10 for the October cult fees. Thank you very much.
God, but again, I'm more of a Vance Rubio fan. I'm not, I think Trump is...
Jalen, thank you for the $5 for the daily cult dues. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, but yeah, that's my point. Also, that was a complete pivot.
Cody, thank you for the $5 for the cult money. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're just waiting for the donation money now. You're not even responding.
Yeah, all you said was that you're a Vance and Rubio fan, right? Which is not a response to anything I said.
Because you originally pivoted from me. Why would I have to?
How did I pivot? How did I pivot? You're the one who brought up.
Because I said there's millions of people in line right now that are waiting for the rules, and that are following the rules. And they can help our economy. Those millions of people can help our economy. Not the
Fernanda, thank you so much for the $20 for the cult membership fees. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Fernanda. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Where are you? Like,
Parker cult over Trump cult.
You're corrupt. But
I'm corrupt. Wait, says you support a corrupt presidential candidate. Donald Trump dropped a meme coin so that he could literally be corrupt, so that he could rug pull his audience, rug pull his fan base. Erotica, thank you for $10. Thank you so much for the cult money. Thank you. They said, "Oh, please forgive me, my cult lord. Please accept my humble thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it."
I'm just admitting it now, but
Christy, thank you for the $5 for the daily cult membership. Thank you.
You originally pivoted from my point, and now you're making this. You're putting on this.
Nikki,
this
thank you for the $3 for the Parker cult, for love being in the Parker cult. Thank you. Feisty, thank you for 10 membership subscriptions for the Parker cult. Thank you. 10 new members in the Parker cult. Amazing. Chastity, thank you so much for the $3 for the cult money. Thank you.
Are you like a billionaire? Okay, whatever though.
Yes, dude. I'm a billionaire.
You're probably on pace to be one, but
dude, the fact that you think I'm on pace to be a billionaire is crazy, dude.
Okay, not billionaire, but like
I'm so far from being a billionaire, it's actually funny.
Multi-hundred millionaire, but
I'm so far from being a whole multi-hundred millionaire, it's not even funny.
You sure?
Yes.
You just made like $25,000, but
Well, can you do math?
Well,
I probably made $25. What are you talking about? Ryan, thank you for the $3 for the cult subscription. Thank you.
Yeah, I've made some money too. Look, I got three gifts thing above my thing.
That's actually literally wouldn't even count as a cent. I'm not trolling. That wouldn't even count as a cent. Thank you for the head mustache.
Okay, so can you address my point instead of pivoting now?
I mean, I've been addressing your points, man. You're the one who brought up the.
You haven't. You
think
haven't been
my
addressing
fan
a
base is a
single one
cult,
of my points.
right? Kalia, thank you so
Again,
much. I
that
really
was
appreciate the
another
$5.
red
Thank you,
herring. Oh my
Robert,
God.
with the $4.20 for the Parker Cult and anxiety pens. Thank you.
This is why Michael
Najee,
Knowles
thank you so much. I
destroyed
really
you.
appreciate the $5 from monthly on my cult member fees. Please don't come after me. I got you. John, thank you for the $5 for my contribution to the corrupt Parker Cult. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the corrupt Parker Cult. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Now, tell me, why do you support spineless and couch-ridden JD Vance?
Why do you support pivoting, and why do you support pivoting from the point? I made my point like 5 minutes ago, and now you're gonna act like I never made it because you put on this whole thing.
Moo, thank you for the £5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. On the YouTube Super Chat. Thank you very much. Brady, thank you for the $10 for fuck ice. Thank you very much. I totally agree. Fuck ice. So yeah, so JD Vance. So can you name one thing JD Vance has done as vice president that you would,
my
think is good?
You're trying to act like my point never happened. Now you're just.
You said that you said that you prefer
JD
JD Vance and Marco Rubio. I'm addressing your point. What was your?
That was not my point. That was not my point at all.
What was your point you want me to address?
My original point. Huh?
What was the point you want me to address?
Okay, so my point it was there's 2 points. First thing is the lowest ever monthly border crossings is objectively a good thing. 155,000 to 7,000 is great. And second of all, if you're talking about the economy, there's millions of people waiting in line right now. We can give them citizenship. We can
Christian, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much on Cash App. Thank you, Christian.
We can let.
Najia, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Stop.
Eliza, thank you for the $1.50. Forgot to pay my cult membership fees. No need. Thank you so much for the $2. Thank you for the cult fees. Thank you.
Okay, I'm saying they can
Matthew,
help.
thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all hail Parker. Roberta, thank you so much. Robin, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you for joining the Parker cult. Thank you.
Get it all out.
So, by the way, I just want to address what you said. You already made those points. I've already
And you ran away
responded
from
to
them.
these points.
Then you started. If he's a rule breaker, why do you support Donald Trump?
Natalie,
That's
thank you so much for the
clearly running away
$5 for
from
the
point.
cult money. Sophia, thank you for the €5. Thank you so much. William,
We're
thank
up
you
to
for the
$40,000
$20 for the cult Kool-Aid. Thank you. So do you want me to answer your points again? I've already explained my response. Claire, thank you for the $2.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Explain
Amanda,
your
thank you for
response.
the $5. Thank you so much for more Kool-Aid supplies.
Explain your response. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, immigrants make our country better off as a whole, right? They increase the size of our GDP. They make our country better. They decrease the level of crime in our country.
Straw man.
Increasing the level of immigration specifically is more beneficial for our society as it will allow for us to respond to issues such as insolvency of Social Security. The idea that immigration is bad for our system, right, is a ridiculous idea. Now, people coming into the country undocumented, I would love to change that. I would prefer for them to come into the country legally, but in order for us to do that, we have to provide a quicker legal pathway to citizenship. Cody, thank you for the 69 cents. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Cody and Maya, thank you so much.
69
Cindy, thank
cents.
you so much for the $25 for the cult fees. Thank you so much. Fruit Punch, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you for the Parker Cult. Heidi, thank you for the $1. Thank you for my cult fees.
Okay, first of all, you addressed the wrong point. You addressed the wrong point. I'm not talking about making the legal means easier. Sure, you can think of that immigrants make America great, but 155,000 undocumented people, as you say, coming across the border, undocumented, unvetted, everything. That's not a good thing.
So again, it would be a better thing specifically for them to go through the legal process, but I don't think the way to address this is mass deportation. I think the way to address this is providing a quicker pathway to legal citizenship. So when I've explained this multiple times, that is my position on the matter. Salvatore, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much for the Parker Cult. Jenna,
can
thank you
keep
for the
saying
$5. Thank
you've
you so much
explained it
for
multiple times.
Parker needs an honorary PhD. That's crazy. Thank you so much, though. I really appreciate it, Jenna. Thank you. So here, let me address the point you brought up about JD Vance. Can you name one thing JD Vance has done as vice president? Other than sit on the couch?
The vice president is ceremonial. The entire job is ceremonial. They have two jobs, and that's to give tie-breaking votes and something else. I forgot.
That is something that's non-ceremonial. Brett, thank you for the Chasing the Dream. Thank you so much. Sarah, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it.
Everything else the vice president does is completely ceremonial.
So no, it's not. Kamala Harris had the most tie-breaking votes of any vice president ever. That's not ceremonial. She was also granted authority
That's
to raise
not
private
exclusive
funds.
to her.
She was also granted authority to raise private funds in Central America to reduce the likelihood of people coming here due to economic insecurity. Those are specifically things.
Yet
that
millions
she's
still
done.
came.
So you can't mention anything that JD Vance has done, even though you like JD Vance, other than literally sit on the couch and vacation.
Okay, first
Sarah,
of all,
thank you
let
for
me
the
address
$5. Thank you so much for the
let me
cold
address
news.
all
Thank
three
you.
of those points.
Yvonne, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Yvonne. I really appreciate the Colt Fund. Thank you so much for please send my Colt hat soon. Don't worry. Jennifer, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Tracy with the $20 for the October Colt news. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Go ahead. Give me
My God. But let me address all three of those points right now.
Go ahead.
First thing you said about the tie-breaking votes, that is not exclusive to her. That's just because there was a 50-50 tie in the Senate at the time. That's it. And half of the tie-breaking votes were to like federal judges and stuff. Nothing was groundbreaking. And the second thing you said is
the largest investment in renewable energy ever. The $35 capital.
The Inflation Reduction Act.
Medicare.
The Inflation Reduction Act there was like, I hate multiple issue bills. When you have a bill, you should make it a single issue, not put a billion things in there.
Yeah. So you hate the big beautiful bill, right?
I'm not the biggest fan of it. I can acknowledge it does a lot of good, but that's
And by
besides
the
the
way,
point. We're
every
not
bill
going
does
to pivot to that.
There's not a single bill that just does one thing.
Okay. Also, I like how
Cynthia, thank you for the $5 for Love the Colt. So much better than the Orange Man Colt. I know, right? W Parker Colt, L Orange Man Colt.
Second of all, we're only like 8 months into the 9 months into the presidency so far. So yes, of course, Vance is not going to have to do that much, but he's also had some big tie-breaking votes so far. Also, the third thing is.
Also, by the way, you could just say anything that JD Vance has done as vice president. Like one thing that he's done. Has he advocated for a bill?
Yeah, he had the tie-breaking vote on the big beautiful bill, and he gave a big speech at the Munich Security Conference.
Did you just look that up?
No.
Yes, you did, because you would have claimed that as the first thing. Mark, thank you for the $1. Thank you. Rodney with the $10. Thank you so much. Fruit Punch, thank you for the $5. And Kelly with the member subscription. What's up?
It's because I was gonna make my point originally, and the third thing said she was tasked to make Latin America stabilize their economies or something, so they wouldn't come here. That clearly didn't work out so well if 155,000 people a day came here.
So again, we can talk about that. It's like let's address the first thing. You said the big beautiful bill. Do you think the big beautiful bill was a good bill?
Whoa, that's a complete pivot. But
no, it's not. Wait. We were just talking about this, and you randomly pivoted and brought up immigration again. Stop fucking saying the same bullshit.
That's because you pivoted originally when you talked about if Trump's a rule. Why do you support Trump if you don't support rule breakers? That was a complete pivot. Yeah, I think you can't acknowledge that.
That wasn't a pivot. That addressed exactly what you just said. Now, can you please?
That's like a gimmick question.
That addressed exactly what you just said. Now, can I please address the point that you brought up? You brought up specifically the tie-breaking vote for the big beautiful bill. You said that was a good thing that JD Vance did as vice president. Can you tell me, do you like the big beautiful bill?
I like some of it. I dislike some of it.
No, overall, would you pass it if you could? If you were JD Vance, would you pass it?
I'd have to look through complete. I mean, yeah, that's his loyalty to the president. It's his bill.
No, would you look through it or would you pass it? Yes or no?
I don't know every provision. I don't know every provision within it.
Wait, but you just said it was a good thing that JD Vance did, right?
Yeah, that's still an accomplishment. Having a big tie-breaking vote, no matter what it's on, it's an accomplishment.
Oh, but you didn't say that was an accomplishment with Kamala Harris. Do you realize how fucking hypocritical you are?
Yeah, that's because it was 50-50 in the Senate. That's probably the only reason.
I'm sorry. Isn't it the same thing with the tie-breaking vote in relation to JD Vance's big beautiful bill as well?
No, I only said the tie-breaking vote was an accomplishment because you said Kamala Harris having tie-breaking votes was an accomplishment. That's the only reason I said it.
That's not true. You did that is true. You just thought of that right now. You just thought of that right now.
Why? Because it's a smart thing? No, I did not think
no,
about it.
Was that your intention when you brought it up, or did you just think of it right now in order to come up with some justification off the top of your head?
It was my intention. I just don't declare my intentions before every sentence.
Bullshit, that was your intention. I can hear you laughing.
I'm not laughing.
Yes, you are. Trudy, thank you for the $5. Thank you, Trudy. And Giovanni, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hi Parker, not sure if you've seen, but the USDA website claim updates are paused because of radical left Democrat shutdown. Harmful narrative? Yeah, that is definitely a harmful narrative. Sherry, thank you for the $5. Thank you. William, thank you for the $5 for the billions and billions of dollars. Thank you very much. Mark, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Heidi, thank you so much for the $1 as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Also, I have another question. This is, do you think Elon was doing this lit?
Yeah, he was.
You think like fully he was just hailing Hitler?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is real or not, but I'm pretty sure there's a picture of you doing that too.
So that picture is either photoshopped or cut out of context because I never intentionally did that. Now, the particular motion of Elon, you can see the motion. He touches the chest and then does it. That's the exact motion. The one thing that you're talking about is a post that older millennial, a guy who called for literally mentally disabled people to be thrown off of a mountain, right? Something that he posted and popularized on Twitter.
He called for mentally disabled people to be thrown off a mountain?
Yes, literally. Literally.
Evidence?
That's the source. Yes, he said that. There's the video on my page that shows that. I can show you right now if you'd like.
Okay, I believe. I'm not like a gigantic fan of him anyways.
Well, I do just want to like tell you, this is where your source for information is.
Actually, I saw it on Twitter. I didn't see it from...
Millennial, I have a question. Yo, older millennial, I have a question. Do you
I'm not an older millennial fan.
Hold up. Yo, older millennial, I have a question. Do you still believe that mentally disabled people should be thrown off a mountain?
Yeah, because they're liberals.
Okay, I'm not a fan of his, so that's there. I saw the picture on Twitter like recently. I didn't see it from him, but
yeah, that's who popularized that because he's trying to find anything he can to come after us because I beat him in a debate. I called him out for saying that mentally disabled people should be thrown off of a mountain, and I made him look like shit. So he tried to find any little thing he could specifically come up with in order to say that.
Okay, so you're saying the picture was just out of context?
Yeah, like it's either that or it was photoshopped because like I've never intentionally done that.
All right, can't you just say Elon didn't intentionally do it too? Because
he did, because there's literally a video of him doing this and then doing it up. The picture of me could either be out of context or photoshopped. Do you understand that, right? Like I genuinely, from my perspective, I never did this. I never intentionally did this. From my perspective, when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that does look like me, but I know I've never done this. So, like, one thing that I can say is that if you look a little bit below my arm, my right arm, the one that's up, right, there's like a little blurry aspect below it. I'm pretty sure that is because it's photoshopped. But now the reason why I still say is like it could be photoshopped or it could be out of context is because I don't know for certain. But it does look photoshopped to me.
I can actually find out pretty quickly if you want.
Yeah, if you'd like to. I mean, like I'm not sure. People who have like known stuff about Photoshop specifically said that it was, right? Again, I've never intentionally done it. It's not a video of me doing it, right? It's definitely like not something I've done.
Is this an AI photo or real?
Are you asking Grok?
No, I'm asking ChatGPT.
Erotica, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much for Parker 2025. I've actually never done this before, so I'm actually kind of curious what ChatGPT would say.
Okay, ChatGPT is saying it can't determine that, so let me ask Grok.
Okay, Katie, thank you for the 5. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Scott, thank you so much for the $5. They said you are the master debater. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Emily, thank you for the $5 for the October Colt dues. Thank you. Callie, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Sherry, thank you for the $4. Jalen, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you for another $5 to contribute to your $100 billion salary. Thank you. Yeah, the $100 billion salary is amazing.
What are you holding in the picture?
Oh, it looks like a pen.
Here it is. It appears to be a real photo rather than an AI image.
Really? Why does it say that?
It says because the hand and finger details, because AI struggles with hands and shows extra fingers and stuff, but this has a normal...
No, ask if it's Photoshop, not AI. Ask if it's Photoshop, not AI. I don't think it's AI. I never said that.
Okay.
Because this was before AI was like popularized to that degree. Like when he started posting that. Like I don't even think AI existed that could have done that. But
also, do you have any affiliation with the DNC or no?
no, I don't.
Why are you with Hunter Biden then?
I got to go get some adrenochrome at the White House, dude.
Okay, so it's a confession.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, so if you're okay.
I got invited to the White House with Dean and like a bunch of other creators, and Hunter Biden just happened to be there. I just went up and said hi. He was actually genuinely was actually a really nice guy. Like I'm not trolling. Like he was really nice. He was saying hi to everyone. Super nice. In terms of me meeting him, really nice guy.
You just got invited to the White House?
Yeah, literally. Like I just got invited to the White House. Yeah.
A letter just came to your door saying you're invited to the White House?
No, I got an email from like a White House person.
Okay. Also, the Grok says it's not photoshopped or digitally manipulated.
Okay. Well, then it must be out of context because that's diabolical. Because I've never intentionally done that.
I guess. And what state do you live in?
I live in California right now.
Okay, are you a Newsom fan?
I mean, I prefer Newsom over like Vance, for example.
Newsom over Vance is crazy, but
yeah, Newsom mogs Vance, bro.
Okay. Is there any other? Okay, he does looks wise, but is there any other left wing creators that do you think are live today or that are good? I want to debate everyone.
Live creators?
Like, because I think we already went over like every point there is to go on.
I mean, you can get dunked on by Dean again.
He has too many people he has too many people. It says the box is full like all the time.
Oh yeah, it caps at 100.
Yeah, that guy is definitely getting money from the DNC or something.
Dean's one of my best friends.
Whoa, so you guys are running together?
So you think I'm getting paid by the DNC?
Yeah, Dean for sure is. He's a grifter.
Dean used to be someone that was just in my live chat, right? And
he might not be getting paid by the DNC, but he's a grifter.
He's not grifting. No, that's ridiculous. Why do you think he's a grifter? Hello?
Why are all of his photos like barely a minute long?
Wait, say that again. I couldn't hear you.
Okay, why are all of his videos like barely a minute long? And why does he get like... He's a grifter, don't even lie.
Why are his videos a minute long? Because that's when you monetize. That doesn't make you a grifter because you make your videos a minute long. What? And not all of his videos are a minute long. Dean makes a lot of videos that do not hit a minute long.
Obviously, a big multimillionaire just needs that minute long video.
Dean is not a multimillionaire.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not. Okay. Last question before I go. Do you think Hassan chalked his talk?
Hold up before you do. Stephanie, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I got the DNC-owned shill on the live right now. Look at this DNC-owned shill. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. I just got done pumping out a good 10, 11 minute long videos. Oh, man, I cannot wait to grift and make so much money off these stupid fucking liberals by posting these minute long videos going on 43rd.
Dean's got a grift like crazy. Can we get some W's for the grifting in the comment section right now? If you're on YouTube, W grifting. If you're on TikTok, W grifting. W grifting in the comment section right now.
Oh shit! Wait, this isn't a private FaceTime, Parker? Whoa, I didn't mean to say
that. Oh fuck! Shit! No!
Fuck! No!
No!
Dude, I'm cooked.
Dean's cooked, bro. That's gonna get clipped, man. That's gonna be put everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Asmongold's gonna be reacting to it on stream.
Yeah. What the hell did you do with Richter?
Dean? Were you also at the White House with Hunter Biden?
Yeah, sure was, buddy. Now, why the hell do you think
actually was? Yes.
Yeah, because you're like a multi-millionaire and you still monetize for 1 minute and try to get.
Listen, I fucking wish I was a multi-millionaire, buddy. Not me.
And Parker just got like $40,000 in like 20 minutes. What do you mean you wish you probably get double that?
You said
I made
$40,000.
Apparently, I made 40 grand, bro. That's crazy.
You know what? That is true. I do
Every 3 seconds, it was like, thank you for the 500. Thank you for the 2.
I
didn't even get $500 once. What are you talking about?
Yo, Stephanie, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. Here's a multi-$5 gift for the grift. Let's go, Stephanie. But listen, bro. So
why don't you invest that money in like affordable housing or clean energy or something?
Okay, and then you're going to vote for the president that actively takes $900 billion out of Medicaid, $156 billion out of food stamps, right?
Yeah, DNC talking points. I already addressed this all. It's a weird.
The $10. Thank you, Carolina.
Reality? Fuck.
Stephanie, thank you for the $5. Yeah, DNC talking points that just describe what reality is. Like,
yeah, listen, hey guys, listen. Listen, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio if you want to fund the private jet. All right, listen. Let me get a PJ, out to LA, hit up a Louis Vuitton. Your ego's a problem.
Aren't you like a vicious racist?
What the fuck?
What? Dude, no. What? Dude, that's crazy, bro.
All right, whatever.
You want to know who is a vicious racist? All those young Republicans that just got clipped on fucking Telegram saying they love Hitler. How do you feel about that? Is that your party?
No, it's not my party.
Oh, so you're not a Republican?
No, I don't identify with the party. I'm not a loyalist. I'm not a loyalist.
Andrew, thank you for the $5 for Grift Me Dad. Parker, here's some help to become a millionaire. Thank you so much, Andrew. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the millionaire fund. Thank you very much.
Didn't you guys both run away from debating that one guy? I forgot his name.
Who?
Charlie Kirk?
No, not Charlie Kirk.
I thought you forgot his name.
You guys were glazing him too, following him around on campuses and stuff. That was pretty weird. But it was that guy on the whatever podcast. You guys ran away from him too. I'm pretty sure.
You're talking about Andrew Wilson?
I think he's talking about Fresh and Fit. I never was going to debate Fresh and Fit. That was Dean, and Dean said Myron was crazy, like too crazy. Because Myron.
Yeah, I pulled it out because he's not a debater.
You guys also ran away from Michael Knowles, I'm pretty sure. And
when did I run away from Michael Knowles? I would debate Michael Knowles. I would dump him.
You were talking about wanting to debate Michael Knowles literally yesterday.
Yeah, literally. Mister, thank you for the $5. Grandma Diane, thank you for the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Grandma Diane. Can we get some W's for Grandma Diane in the comments section right now? Thank you so much.
You guys also ran away
supporting
from
the millionaire fund. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
That one Christian guy last year too. I forgot his name. It was like it was a while ago.
No one knows what you're talking about.
It was this Christian debater. You guys were about to debate him, but then you guys ran away. I forgot.
See, I feel like you're gonna have an issue.
Is he saying Theus Brooks?
Yeah, I think
Dean debated Theus.
It's that white guy.
Yeah, dude, I full box that guy.
Okay, I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
You're also a full box racist. But.
And if anything, Brooks ran away from me because he unfollowed me, so I couldn't actually get in contact with him to like actually debate him.
Were you also harassing him, like following him around the campuses and everything?
He doesn't go to campuses. Also, we weren't harassing. We were literally doing debates against him, right? And literally arguing against his views because he wouldn't actually long form debate us.
Wait, so
we
now
were literally just trying to go.
Didn't security have to like carry you guys away because you guys wouldn't you guys wouldn't stop?
I debated Charlie for 6 minutes, and after 6 minutes, his security kicked me out. Yes.
He destroyed you on Jubilee too, brother.
No, I'm not even name 1 point he beat me on.
I'm not going to go back. I know he. I'm not going to go like back and watch, but
super rough.
Yeah, you can't name a single point because I could name multiple points. I could play a video right now of me dunking on Charlie over and over and over again.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I could play a video of him like literally like running away from me, like actually being scared to even talk to me.
Yeah, because you just go to like behind him in the college campus, like 50 feet away, and yell at him.
Well, actually, it wasn't me yelling at him. It was his own supporter saying debate Dean.
That is definitely. I literally saw a video of you saying debate me like 50 times.
Yeah, that was after everyone was saying to debate him.
Being like, yeah, you got to debate him.
Yeah, you're a dishonest debater anyway.
Oh, so now it's just that he's a dishonest debater. You're constantly moving the goalpost. Whenever we prove you wrong, you have to move it.
I'm saying hey, I have a question. If we're dishonest debaters, then why the hell are you here?
Your guy Parker just pivoted like 20 times in one debate. That was like
you're saying that we're dishonest debaters. Why did Charlie Kirk say that Dean himself was good faith?
Oh yeah, he said that I was good faith. He said that I was very intelligent and that he thought very highly of me.
That's probably just because you were respectful. That's just courtesy.
Wait, so respectful debaters or dishonest debaters? Oh.
No, but they're better. They're people worthy of talking good about.
Oh, okay. So then I'm not a dishonest debater, and you were wrong.
No, you are a dishonest debater. So is
What way? How is Dean dishonest?
You're more dishonest. I'm saying less about him, more about you. You pivoted 20 times and you kept going to like, but Donald Trump did this, but Donald like 50 times.
Well,
did
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry. How is me just having a conversation with you pivoting? I think that's ridiculous for you to say. Linda,
didn't
thank you
have
for the
a conversation.
$25.
You pivoted like 50
Linda, thank
times
you so much for the
and talking about your
$25.
co-defendants.
Lacey with the $15 for the Millionaire
Dean,
Fund.
you're
Thank you
racist.
so much. Lisa with the $40 for the Parker and Dean Colt fees. Thank you so much for the Peen Colt. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Suzanne, thank you for the $25. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Carolina, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, Parker, I'm not going to be live for the next couple days.
Oh, really? What's up? Why so?
I'm going out to DC to do something with CBS. Oh yeah. So I'll be off for the next couple days. Oh, and then possibly even next week on the 22nd, I'll be off for like another day or two because I'm going to be doing something at like, I don't know, I haven't confirmed it yet, at an Ivy League university somewhere in America.
Okay, don't say anything else, Dean. Don't say anything else. But that's amazing. Holy fuck. Dean's about to go even further. He's about to go even further than he already has. Can we get some W's for Dean in the comments? That's amazing. That's really fucking huge, by the way. Those are both really huge things.
Parker, one last question. One last question.
Mad, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mad. Can we get some W's from Mad in the comment section right now? Fruit Punch, thank you so much for the $5 for the Peen Colt. I know, it's absolutely crazy work. Go ahead. Archive. Go.
So my question was, do you think it's good that that poor people and lower income people are being helped out by the government and they're being given healthcare, all this?
Yeah, I believe in universal healthcare. Carolina, thank you for the $5 for Dean is going to DC to touch base with his handlers of the DNC. Yep, that's so true.
Yo, that's probably is. But so you believe helping out people who are less fortunate, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just like the Bible tells us to, right, man? Right.
So just like there's a video of you literally ridiculing less poor people and talking about how like, let me pull up the video. It's pretty crazy.
Me ridiculing poor people? What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying it's the guy you're associating yourself with ridiculing poor people.
Who?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, you.
Is your ego the problem?
No,
What did Dean say?
I think yours is.
Well, I think he's talking about the $1 million in the lab taking a private jet out to LA. Dude's just mad he never hopped on that e-Bible, bro.
You could downplay it. I mean, weren't you scamming people with fake courses?
You're so mad that you didn't. You're so mad that you didn't want the e-rich lifestyle, man. You're so mad that you just didn't get the e-rich lifestyle, bro.
Yeah, I don't have to scam to make my money.
Listen, it wasn't a scam.
Courses.
Listen, it was cringy as fuck, right? Right, even a little bit satirical, but definitely not a scam. We've only been talking about
the people that bought your fake course back.
Okay, point number one, you're calling it a fake course. Point number two, you're saying all the people that bought it. Point number three, in fact, the 3 people that did buy it ended up generating an incredibly high ROI off of the full service e-commerce marketing and web development services I offered to them.
You never talked to them again after they signed up. Stop lying.
In fact, offering e-commerce web development services is something that I started to do when I was like 16 through what you're referencing. But then it's something that I ended up doing literally fucking professionally, winning 2 international awards through FBLA for my web development, and then going on to start my own creative agency where I then helped web development for local real estate companies in Colorado and nationwide. It kind of seems like you just want to hone in on something like really fucking cringy I did when I was 17 to paint the picture that I'm a grifter today, when in all reality, the fact of the matter is, stay fucking mad because I'm smarter than you and you can't cope with that fact. Maybe it's time you wake up to reality, surround yourself with the facts, and stop being such like a low-life MAGA.
Archive is so jealous that he didn't get into that e-rich lifestyle like early enough because maybe
no, I wouldn't scam people. That's like the most dishonest way to make money.
Scamming people,
disgraceful.
Bro.
Yeah,
wait, okay. Do you think we're scamming people right now by accepting people's donations?
No, I wouldn't say scamming because. Yeah, I wouldn't say scamming, but
wait. So you think he's grifting? Do you think he's grifting? That means he dishonestly holds the perspective he is. So do you think that Dean specifically? Do you think he is actually a Trump supporter?
No, but I don't think he's like.
So then he's not grifting. So then he's
I don't
not
think he
grifting.
I don't think he believes in everything he's saying.
Oh, so what does he not believe that he said?
Again, that's another logical fallacy. I forgot which one, but you can't just point to one thing.
Asking for an
individually.
example of when this occurred is a logical fallacy.
Yes, it's such a logical fallacy. No, just like seriously, give me like one example of something that I say that you don't.
Okay, seriously, stop saying the N-word.
I don't say the N-word.
Yeah,
What?
you do.
Now that has to be a typological fallacy, man.
Yeah, that is a
Oh, wait.
logical fallacy, actually.
Oh, wait,
It's
he's
called
a
the
Trump
composition
supporter.
fallacy.
Wait, he's a Trump supporter. I forgot.
Again, I'm not.
I forgot he's a Trump supporter. He believes in things without evidence.
No, I'm not. I'm not a Trump supporter.
Why the hell are you
I
here?
told him.
You
I
came
agree
on
with
live
some
saying
of
you
it.
support Trump and saying you'd go back in time, you'd vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. You're a Trump supporter. You're MAGA bud.
Yeah, that's because I support his administration, some of his ideas. I don't support the guy personally.
So, okay. So again, wait, which policy or which particular beliefs does Dean have that are specifically dishonest?
A lot of them. I'm not going to point to every single one.
Just name one.
Just name one. Just name one.
And if there's a lot of them, it shouldn't be too difficult at all. Like, I'll give you an example. There's a lot of colors, and because there's so many of them, I can name one color very easily. Blue, green, red, purple, pink.
Dude, just because you have like 50 million people telling you you're right doesn't mean you're right. You could have a lot of people telling you agreeing with something. It doesn't make you right.
Cool. No one said that.
it
Now
did.
answer the question.
I don't know all of his beliefs, but I'm pretty
just
sure
name
Listen,
if
now
it took me,
you're actually what you're doing right now is committing the straw man fallacy, okay? Because you want to talk about logical
Not
fallacy
true.
so much, right?
Not
Yes,
true.
it is true, and I'll demonstrate how it's true right now. A straw man would be the intentional misrepresentation of one's view. Parker asked you the question, can you please name one view that that Dean Withers holds dishonestly? And then you responded to that by saying, Parker, I cannot name all the views in which Dean holds to be the case. Parker didn't ask you to name all the views I hold to be the case. He
Not
asked you to
true.
name one view that I hold dishonestly to justify your claim that I'm a grifter. Sit down, shut up, and answer the question. Stop being a whiny baby.
first of all, lie. Second of all, you're a racist. And
Dude, so he just keeps saying the same bullshit lie over and over again. You can't name a single thing. Because you're
Yeah,
fucking
sorry,
you're
man.
grifting right now. You're saying specifically that you have a thing that you believe that you're saying that he's dishonest about, but you don't actually have that thing. So you're dishonestly specifically holding that perspective in order to get attention from us. So it sounds like you're grifting right now for attention, buddy.
yeah, because this attention is going to go a long way for me in life. What it?
Really? That's why you're looking for it so badly.
Yeah, I mean, shit, might take you further than where you're at right now. You know, low life MAGA. Holy fuck.
I'm not a MAGA. And
Yes, you are. You are MAGA.
No, I'm
Wait,
not.
if you're not currently MAGA, then you don't meet the set of criteria to be on the screen.
I'm a Republican.
Deidre, thank you for the $1.36. So then do you accept all the... wait, you earlier said you weren't a Republican. When we talked about the young Republicans...
No, I said I'm
specifically
not
that
a
were
party loyalist. I said I'm not going to associate myself with that, of course. I'm not a young Republican.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank
I'm
you.
not in the club. I wasn't in the group chat. Why would I
You are
hold
a
myself
Republican,
accountable?
right?
Yeah, I am.
And if you could go back in time, you would vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris, right?
Yeah, I would.
So that's MAGA. That's what we mean by MAGA.
That's not MAGA. No, that's not at all.
Well, you have a different notion of the usage of MAGA, but we are using MAGA in this context.
Then you're using it wrong.
How?
Wait, do you think that there's a right and wrong way to use terms? Do you think that terms and their definitions are objective?
What is this, a leading question?
No
That's a question to refer to you, silly goose.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, so do you think that terms and their definitions are objective?
It depends on which terms.
Okay, so because you think it depends, that means that you think some terms are objective.
I don't think anything is objective.
You don't think anything's objective? What?
No.
So the laws of
Everything is a
mathematics-
social construct. Nothing is objective.
The laws of mathematics are not objective?
That's a social construct.
Wait, so you're telling me that it's possible that 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4?
You can frame it that way. Yeah, I think 2 plus 2 equals 4, but that's not objective. It's a social construct.
Wait, but is the fact that 2 plus 2 equals 4 dependent on mine?
Yeah, that's a fact, but it's still a social construct. That doesn't take you away.
Wait, so if no minds ever existed, then 2 plus 2 wouldn't equal 4?
2 plus 2 equals 4 because mathematicians back in the day said it did, and then it came back down. So, yeah, I think yes, it equals 4. Yes, everything. Yes, I'm
Okay, by
sitting
the way,
down
by the
in
way,
this chair right
2
now.
plus 2 does equal 4, but we didn't have the language until humans created the language. So we developed the language for math, but we did not develop math in of itself. Does that make sense? We discovered math.
Wait, hold up. Define language.
Yeah, it's going to be like a method of communicating an idea.
and define communication. We could just keep going in this, and that's proves it's a social construct. Everything is a social construct.
Wait. The language is socially constructed, but the truth specifically of math is not. Right? Math in terms of the language is. The language we use to describe it. Like that language we use to describe one, that specifically is constructed by us, but one in of itself, the idea of one object plus another object is equivalent to two objects, that is objectively true within reality.
Wait, so point number one.
That's subjective.
That's true, but not objective.
Point number one. So you said everything's a social construct. If everything's a social construct and gender's a part of everything, then gender's a social construct.
Yeah.
Nice progressive W. Then second point.
Accidental.
If you think that everything's a social construct, here's my question: is your existence a social construct?
Yeah, it is.
What the fuck is a social construct, buddy?
Dude, how does that make it? How is your existence a social construct, you fucking idiot? I can't even believe you just said that on the stream, dude. No way. No way you just conceded to that. That is the craziest concession, bro.
Define existence.
In accordance with reality.
And define reality. And define reality.
Existence means within reality. Reality means all in which exists.
And define exists.
Okay, so why do you want me to define exists?
Because everything is a social construct.
I'm so sorry. Could you connect the dots there? I'm not sure the argument follows.
Okay.
Make an argument.
Okay.
Because I honestly can't give you like a workable definition of.
Okay, I'm walking right now, right? Who decided?
Wait. By the way, is your height socially constructed?
Yeah. Who thought? Who made the thing that this amount of distance equals this many meters, and this amount of distance equals this many miles?
How about this? Is it socially constructed that oxygen is in the air?
Oxygen is oxygen. Okay, science is where it gets tricky because yes, you could say the realities, but it's still a social construct.
No, hold
Everything
up.
is because someone
it socially
came up with
constructed that oxygen is in the air?
The person who, yes.
So I just want to clarify. You think that society put oxygen in the air?
No.
Okay,
then I'm saying the
oxygen being in the air is not a social construct.
Who decided it would be called oxygen?
I have a question.
And who decided what it
was there oxygen in the air prior to any existence on the Earth?
Was there oxygen in the air?
Actually, not.
Yeah, but humans did. We didn't call it oxygen back then.
I meant the existence of beings. That's what I meant.
So you're saying, was there oxygen on the Earth, and was that objective before humans?
Yeah, no, I'm just asking, was there oxygen before humans? Yes, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, it couldn't have been socially constructed by humans.
Yeah, what you're doing is you're confusing like the existence of a thing that is oxygen with what we call the thing that is oxygen, or how do you refer to the thing that is oxygen?
Okay, do you guys think racism is a social construct?
We think race is socially constructed, yes.
Is racism a social construct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that racism is absolutely made up.
Yeah, you're right to talk, but so if
why do you, dude? This guy just keeps on like randomly calling me. Why are you talking to somebody that you think is like ultra mega racist?
Also, he thinks that I pivoted, but like he's literally been pivoting this whole time. Like that was just a random pivot you just brought up, by the way.
Dude, I know. Like every time he's asked something that he can't respond to, he's like, "Dean, you're racist."
You could dish it, but you can't take it.
That sentence doesn't even make sense. What do you mean you can dish it but you can't take it? Like we're just literally trying to engage in a productive line of dialogue with you, and then
you're not.
You're like, oh, you're racist.
You're not trying to.
Actually, I want him to answer this question. Name one thing that Dean dishonestly believes, and says he believes on the live.
Okay, another pivot. Another pivot. If I looked into it,
I'm actually pivoting back to where we were. Okay.
If you gave me like 5 minutes to look into it, sure, I could probably name something.
So you can't name anything off the top of your head?
No, because I don't follow everything he does.
So then at this point, you can agree that you have no evidence to indicate that Dean is a grifter.
No, but I have evidence to indicate he's a racist.
Okay, so what evidence is that?
Oh my god, dude.
What evidence is that?
That he's a racist?
Yeah.
His use of the N-word.
Okay, so his use of the N-word when he's a kid means that he could never not be racist anymore. Okay, so
Yeah,
can you go from being racist to being not racist?
Can you go from being full racist to not racist? I think it's going to be in you, but...
So, no, answer the question. Can you go from being racist to not being racist?
Yeah, I don't think he's done that.
Okay, so...
Why are you guys bringing up the whole Avengers to, like, gang up on me? How many more people?
What can you do? What can you do to stop being racist?
Just stop being racist.
By doing what? What do you do to stop being racist?
A lot of things.
Like what?
Such as?
Becoming a better person, changing yourself, learning about history and stuff. You can do a lot of things.
So everything Dean's done.
No, not you can't just say, "Oh, I'm not a racist anymore." It's just
wait. I'm sorry. Dean has done those things. Dean's acknowledged his past. He realizes that it's wrong. He's done history. He's done research to look into these things and to try and deconstruct those different types of methods of thinking. Right?
It's just rage bait, bro.
Actively
It's just
advocated
rage bait.
against them.
It's not rage bait at all.
It is.
It is like, wait, so I'm sorry, guys. Hop in just for a second here. Why do you keep bringing up racism like you actually care about it?
Because I do.
You don't know what race is. You don't know what racism actually is. And also, you voted for Donald Trump. You voted for Trump. You voted for an avid racist. You voted for a mouth-frothing racist, Donald Trump.
Sure, and just because I voted for him doesn't mean anything. If Hitler and Trump are getting erased, and you voted for Trump because he's the lesser of two evils, would that make you a racist?
The other side would also be racist in that context. There's in this election, it was a racist versus a non-racist. Okay,
Exactly.
You vote for a racist over a non-racist.
Right, like, wait, I just really want to point out the absurdity of what he's saying real quick. He's like, so imagine that he was like trying to argue that like killing a random person on the street, right, didn't make you a murderer. And then you were like, well, they were a random person on the street. They were innocent. Like, obviously, when you killed them, that made you a murderer. And then imagine if he responded to that by being like, well, imagine this innocent random person on the street actually wasn't innocent and had an RPG that they're going to shoot at a school bus full of kids. Oh, would I be a murderer in that circumstance? Or would I be a champion for saving these children's lives? That is exactly what you just did when you tried to posit, well, imagine, would it make you a racist if you voted for Trump if Trump were to be running against Hitler? Well, guess what, buddy? He didn't run against Hitler. He ran against Kamala Harris.
Okay, so another complete deflection.
That wasn't a deflection. That was just a description of like the very terrible tactic that you tried to employ there. It made absolutely no goddamn sense whatsoever.
Exactly. Right? I destroyed your friends, so we had to add like 7 of his guys to come here and debate.
Because you actively support Donald J. Trump as president and you voted for him in the election. And then you're like, well, if Trump ran against Hitler and I voted for Trump, would I be racist or would I be voting for the lesser of two evils? Right? And then I connected that back by giving you the example of how absurd this analogy would be by giving like a hypothetical debate on if killing a random person on the street made you a murderer, and then you posited the hypothetical, well, what if this random person on the street had an RPG that they wanted to shoot at a school bus full of kids, then would I be a murderer, or would I be a hero protecting these kids, right?
So you answered my question with the question.
To prove here is demonstrating that an equivalence of voting for Trump as the lesser of two evils compared to Hitler is not the same as voting for Trump as the greater of two evils compared to Kamala Harris.
I think he's just showing you the hypocrisy in your analogy. That's all he did. He held a mirror up.
Still
like your premise behind comparing Donald Trump and Hitler doesn't hold weight because we were talking about Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. You had the option to vote for the non-racists and you still voted for the racists. Exactly.
When I vote, I don't decide if is this guy a racist or not racist.
So you don't even look at it. So you don't give a shit about it. You didn't even care to use it as a method of
not on a presidential level. On a personal level, yeah, not on a presidential level.
Wait,
in politics, it's different. Clearly,
if it was a personal enough level for you, you wouldn't support racism because you've been sitting up here trying to call Dean a racist the entire time while holding him to a standard that you don't even hold the fucking president of the United States to. Like, what are we even doing? You're more concerned about a social media influencer than you are with the president of the United States of America, the person leading the free world. The person is supposed to be the shining example. But yet you want to compare Dean and not compare the president for being openly racist from the 70s even until like now, his current election. You don't give a shit about racism. You just want to use it as a talking point. I'm so sick of you guys using racism as a talking point. Like it's not something that you care about. It's something that actually affects black people, but you don't understand it and you don't give a shit. So
Again,
stop it.
dishonest. I never said
Yes,
I
you
hold
are
him
dishonest.
to a higher standard than the president. I'm saying I hold the president to different standards. That doesn't mean higher or lower.
If you're okay with voting for someone that's a racist, sexist, classist, and hell, a fascist, then you don't have any standards or morals.
Yeah.
None.
He's not a fascist.
Hey Parker,
He's absolutely.
I'm gonna drop to go live. I appreciate you for letting me
course,
on.
man. Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, see you, bro.
See ya.
I have a meeting in like 4 minutes, so I'm about to get ready to get out of here as well. I just wanted to say, like, stop fucking using that as a talking point. Like, if you don't like Dean, if you don't like Parker, like, come up with something better. Like, actually attack the way they debate or attack the policies they defend.
I did. They pivot constantly.
Stop fucking using identity politics. That's what the Republican Party, that's the only thing you guys have.
Isn't that all you guys do?
You guys don't have good policy. You don't actually pass legislation. You don't do anything beneficial for the American public. The only thing you do is deal with identity politics. So
And if
maybe
you- and
fucking
if your
pass
side
a
did have good
bill
policy,
and
if your
save
side
somebody
did
some
have good
real
policy,
money,
you'd be in office
and then
by
you
now.
can actually run on something.
We did run on something and we won pretty big.
You
so.
ran on identity politics. You guys spent $215 million on anti-trans ads. You ran on hate. You guys ran on hate and bigotry. You don't have policies. You don't know anything. Donald Trump has not. Cool.
Maybe the country's just tired of a democratic
Name
economic
one
policy.
bill. Name one bill that Donald Trump has passed that overwhelmingly benefits everyday Americans. This
the tax
term.
cuts
Name
bill.
one.
You said what?
The TCJ.
That's in the big, beautiful bill, and that does not help most Americans. 83% of the tax cuts go to the top 1% within that bill.
I said the TCJA, not the big beautiful bill.
The TCJA is within the big, beautiful bill.
Exactly. And also, I said this term. And you can't say that he's only been in office for 9 months because he's passed multiple pieces of legislation. None of them have overwhelmingly benefited everyday Americans.
What Biden policy helped everyday Americans?
Chips and Science Act, Infrastructure Bill, PACT Act.
Chips and Science Act.
Yes.
So like trillion, but what was it? Like hundreds of billions in semiconductor investment helps the middle class.
Yes.
Donald Trump is literally trying to actually find additional investments in semiconductors. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
That's also a complete pivot. No one was talking about Donald Trump or talking about Joe Biden.
You pointed out semiconductors, and we were talking about. You pivoted off of answering my question, and we gave you the actual answer. You tried to poke holes in it, and not only did we answer yes, it was beneficial, but we also highlighted how Donald Trump is trying to do the exact same thing. So if it wasn't beneficial, why would Donald Trump be trying to do the exact same thing?
If Donald Trump hates the middle class, then why would he try to be doing the exact same thing?
Holy fuck! Okay, Park, you can have the pivots. I gotta get out of here for a meeting. Also, CJ, thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro.
See ya. Gregory, thank you for the $5. I'm looking into it right now. Blue Earth, thank you so much for the $5 for the Colt dues. Thank you. Gregory, again, thank you for the $1. Thank you. Benjamin, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the DNC Colt Fund donation. Madeline, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $1. Thank you so much for help. I'm just a social construct. See her. Thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. Deidre, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $1. Thank you. Scott, again, thank you for the $5. Tammy with the $3. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Oh, of course. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much, Tammy. Yeah, so did you just come up here to rage bait, man? Because, like, you haven't brought up anything legitimate and serious this whole time.
No, I was actually trying to have a good faith debate until you stopped and until you added all your guys and started pivoting every time.
Hey, I brought up Dean because you were calling him a grifter, dude. I brought up Dean because you were calling him a grifter.
And I still think he is, but again, that's also besides the point.
You couldn't mention a single thing that he believes, and that he says he believes that he doesn't actually believe. You couldn't name it.
Would you or him? Would you guys go live for 2 days straight with no donations?
I've done that before. Literally, I did this for years without any pay. I've been doing this since 2020.
Yeah, but would you do it now with the lifestyle you're used to?
Would you work with no pay?
If I was working for like tens of millions of dollars, yeah, I would.
I don't make tens of millions of dollars.
Yes, you do.
No, what, dude? What, dude? You think I make tens of millions of dollars in a year?
Maybe even less. Look how much you just got in like 10 seconds.
Maybe even less. No shit less. Millie, thank you for the $5. Thank you. No, seriously, let's take $10 million. Okay? $10 million. Let me make sure I have it incorrectly. $10 million.
Live in some
And we're going to
mansion.
divide it by 365. You think I make $27,000 a day? Holy fuck, dude. Come on, no, stop.
Exactly 10 million.
Stop, dude. You think I make $27,000 in $27,400 a day? Holy shit,
I mean, you're live for like 5
dude.
hours, so yeah.
I go live for 4 hours. You think I make... Wait, we'll divide that by 4 now. You think I make $6,800 an hour? Come on, dude. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, something around that. I don't think that's crazy. Maybe it's not accurate. Maybe it's not crazy, though, to say.
Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Dude, you're delusional. I can't even fathom that you think I make $6,800 an hour. Holy shit, dude. I wish. Holy fuck. Heather, thank you for the $5 for this is actually $500. The number 5 is a social construct.
Actually, yeah, that is.
Matthew, thank you for the $5. Behavior, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Myra, thank you so much for the $5. They're always jealous I'm getting paid. Yeah, they always, whenever they lose the argument, they have to attack my job.
I won the argument.
Jennifer, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. No, seriously, like, are you just saying this to troll, or do you actually believe that I make $27,000 a day?
I didn't say exactly that. I said you make at least like thousands a day at least.
Okay, so that's a huge difference. You understand?
Tens of thousands a day at least.
That's also insane, right? Tens of thousands of dollars a day would also mean that I'm making would be literally 100 or tens of millions of dollars a year. You know that, right?
And you said you live in California, so yeah, probably.
Cindy,
I mean, to sustain your lifestyle.
Probably. Thank you for the $7. Thank you. You think my lifestyle requires tens of thousands of dollars a day?
Yeah, probably.
Braylon, thank you for the $5.
Probably in the Palisades somewhere in Hollywood.
No, I'm not.
In the hills somewhere.
No, I'm not.
You're not in the hills.
No.
So what are you doing with all that money? You make like tens of thousands. I'm just gonna say tens of thousands a day.
No, I do not make tens of thousands a day. Why do you think that? Genuinely, what? Can you do math? I say thank you to every single donation. Can you do math?
Yeah, well, the donations are also very diverse. Some are like 10.
Christina, thank you so much for the $27 on PayPal. Thank you so much for the $2,700 you make a day. Thank you. Tyrone, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. For Park, this dude is a dumb fuck.
Well, that's kind of rude. That's not nice.
Well, you're saying I'm a grifter, and you're saying that I literally dishonestly hold these positions to be able to make money off of it. You're crazy.
I didn't say. That's exactly not what I said.
Okay, so do you think that Dean's paid by the DNC? Are you convinced of that
I think
now?
maybe at one point.
At one point, he was paid by the DNC. Really? What makes you think that? Do you have any evidence of that, or do you just believe that based upon trust me, bros?
I mean, you and him are kind of with Hunter Biden, and that's kind of suspicious. Hunter Biden.
Mia, thank you for the $10. Hunter Biden just happened to be there. What's suspicious about that?
He just happened to be there. You're
Yes,
also in the
because-
White House with
Yes.
Joe Biden.
Yes.
So you're just with the president of the U.S. just occasionally. He just wanted to thank you for the kindness.
Yeah, I'm not trolling. I literally just got invited. I've never interacted with them before. I literally just got invited. It was more like
Did you meet him?
No, I didn't get to directly meet Joe. I got to directly meet Hunter, but
God, dude, you probably.
What?
Wow, and you're not paid. They just.
No, I'm not.
That's
Lisa,
so
thank you for the
suspicious.
$14. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you. How is it suspicious?
Because you're in the White House with Biden. You like.
Oh,
how's that not suspicious?
David Pakman was there too. He must also be, paid by the DNC, right? Adam Mockler, he must be also paid by the DNC. Luke,
Adam
he
Mockler
must
is
be paid by the
100%
DNC.
paid by the DNC. He's on CNN.
You think
He got
Adam
shit
is
on
paid?
CNN like 20 times, but.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You're being crazy. Him going on CNN is not proof he's paid by the DNC, bro. He went on CNN to debate people.
He's
He
just
has
a
like
major,
over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Of course, he's going to go on CNN to debate.
famous TikTokers just on CNN national news somehow. Sure.
Yes, literally. I'm sorry. Yes.
No connections, nothing.
What do you mean
And
no
you're just-
connections? He has over, dude. He's connected to Midas Touch. They are definitely connected, man.
And they're DNC funded. That was proven.
I don't think there's evidence of that. Fernanda, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. And also, he's the one who's paying Midas. He's not going to get paid by Midas unless he does work for them.
Whatever. I gotta go now. The last 10 minutes were like rage bait. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice job, dude. Of course it was rage bait. Only the last 10 minutes, by the way. So all the time before that wasn't rage bait, by the way? The time before that wasn't rage bait? That's crazy, dude. That's actually insane. That's so fucking crazy. DRG, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Trump was at the White House with Biden. Must be paid by the DNC. You know, right? Trump must be paid by the DNC. He must be super funded by the DNC. That's actually crazy. I would have got off right now, but I think Dean's not live yet. So I'm going to stay live until Dean hops on. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. By the way, everyone, if you're on TikTok here, make sure to follow if you haven't already. I'm on my second account right now because TikTok banned me on my main account for a week. So make sure you're followed to me right here, everybody. Make sure you're followed to me here. Leslie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. Matt for the $5 for the socially constructed cult news. Thank you. Sandra, thank you for the $20 for your awesome. Thank you so much. Cindy, thank you for the $1. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go on to the next person real quick. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Are you hopping on? I'm gonna get off when you do. All right, I was letting Dean. No, I was gonna do that because I mean he got on a bit later. So W's for Dean in the comment section. Always super thoughtful of us. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Kinda, not really.
Okay, if you could go back or why'd I just randomly say that after I already kicked them? If you're on YouTube, by the way, hit that thumbs up, everyone. Wait, do we actually have 4,000 people in the YouTube stream? I think it's glitched. I think it's like 3,400. Yeah, 3,400. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, it says 4,000 in the top right for now. I was like, what? When did 600 people join? Dean's live? Is he live? Starting right now. Oh, you're good, Dean. Do not worry, man. All right, he's live right now, everyone. Go over to Dean's live. Spam Parker Raid, spam Left Parker. If you're on YouTube, I would seriously really appreciate if you like the stream. It would really mean a lot to me. Rachel, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much for the RNC. Literally paid Don Jr. $300,000 for his book. That's crazy. That's crazy. Caleb, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. I'm actually not quite sure who that is. Maybe I'm ill-informed on that. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, again, hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate everyone coming through. I'm going to post some YouTube videos right now. Thank you, everyone, for coming through today. Send everyone over to Dean's Live. Go to Dean's Live. Spam Parker Raid. Spam love from Parker, everyone. Spam Parker and Dean Raid. Spam Parker and Dean Raid in Dean's chat. Spam Parker and Dean Raid. I love y'all so much. If you're on YouTube, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're on TikTok, follow me here if you haven't already as well. I love y'all so very much. Actually, wait, hold up. We might be able to send people this way. Accept it, bro. Accept it. Come on. So I can send everyone over. Come on, accept it. He probably just like... Oh, he declined it. He probably just saw it as any other invite. He probably didn't see. All right, everyone. Go over, join him. I love y'all so much. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see everyone later.